Hello!
Hey!
Yo!
Welcome to the last of the great EZA Allies Q&As.
Remember Hangouts?
What, Google Hangouts?
Google Hangouts?
Google Hangouts? This used to be the Q&A format for years.
I do.
Yeah, remember Google Allo? They've had like 8 different replacements for their own stupid thing. So if you didn't hear during EZX, we're retiring Q&A. We've changed the $20 Patreon tier to behind the scenes, which already we've gotten great feedback about. That gets you a live behind the scenes. You get to see the taping of the podcast, starting right now with just the podcast. Ooh. But if it goes well, we'll add other shows. It'll be cool. And once we have the Discord, it'll be tied to that. We won't have the Discord until we have a community manager. We're hiring a community manager. All kinds of stuff. Watch the video on our YouTube of the EZX announcements. Yes, but this is the final Q&A in this form. We have plenty of other shows like Fast and Loose and the Love and Respect section of the main podcast where you can get your Q&As in.
Yep. From now on, we won't be taking any questions in any form.
We will be taking no questions.
Yep.
I think I hit everything. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
makes sense? All right, let's hop right in. First, as always, Alexander Zirianov.
Wow.
Hello, allies. As I am writing this, it seems I will not be able to make payment for the next month on Patreon.
Dang.
I hope this is only temporarily, and I will be able to support you once again soon, because I would love to continue highlighting voice acting in Apex Legends, puzzling you with your signature review phrases, love that, and most importantly, because you absolutely deserve to be supported. But in case I will not be so lucky, in case this is my last chance to say something to all of you, I want to say thank you. Your reasonable passion for video games and ability to convey feelings and emotions in review scripts are truly inspiring. I love reasonable passion. Your podcasts and other structured discussions are always thoughtful and educational, and I enjoy watching them, even if the topic is outside of my interests. And your openness to other opinions, as well as to changing your own opinion, is something we should all aim for. It's obviously impossible to say this with 100% confidence, but I think that over the years, you've helped me to become a better person. So once again, thank you, and good luck to you in the future.
Thanks, Alexander.
Stay
that was very
safe.
nice.
I hope
Thank
you're
you.
all right.
What do you say, like, reasonably passionate? What was it?
Oh, like, no, unreasonable.
Your reasonable passion for video games.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Honestly.
Are we reasonable sometimes with passion?
I want to know an example of unreasonable.
Unreasonable passion.
What do you mean, the final part of EZX? That was unreasonable passion to get through that.
We had to see blood
Was that passion or madness?
They both
What's the
cross
difference?
lines.
He's still been sending me subtitles for the
Okay,
reviews.
wow. Jeez.
So,
Yeah, stay safe,
Stay
Alex.
safe.
I hope you're all right. All right, next up.
Hold on. Okay,
Ooh,
go ahead.
Nice one. Sage Mode Q. Guess what, allies? It's time to get real.
All right.
Real.
I have not pre-screened any of these.
All right, let's get real.
Just so you know.
Oh boy.
It's time to get emotional. Sadly, Papa Jones has officially announced his retirement to us, the public, so I'd like to get sentimental for a moment. I'd like to know what Brandon Jones has meant to each of you personally over the years as a colleague and a friend, and maybe 1 or 2 of your favorite Jones moments from over the years. Although a huge piece of EZA is leaving, I am more excited than ever for the future and think your brightest days are still ahead. Love and respect, Heart. Thanks, Sage Mode Q.
Jones, well, I guess Jones gave me my shot pretty much in the game industry, so I owe that to Jones. That's like
Very true.
pretty sick. Jones is
And
pretty
we're happy
rad.
that he did.
Yeah, very happy that he gave me that shot.
Yeah, Jones, I mean, he's always been like a friend and a really chill boss.
Well, let's talk the early days though. When
Yeah.
you were like in a different spot in the world.
I mean, back at GT, I was an editor, so technically worked for Viacom, and most of my contracts were for game trailers, but, you know, I didn't work for
Yeah.
game trailers. So, like, to me, Jones was just some, like, mercurial, strange guy in a room that I barely ever interfaced with.
Yep.
That I wasn't clear what he did, or like what his position was, or if he was somebody's boss, or like what was happening. So it was very interesting because I was like, he's just that weird VO guy who like likes Final Fantasy VI.
But that's like what Jones was when I started too. He was like, I guess my boss, but he didn't feel
he
like
had
my
it
boss
thrust
as much.
upon him more than he wanted to do it.
Blood had more boss energy, I'd
Oh
say.
yeah.
Where I was like, oh.
Blood and I have kind of shadow been the bosses for a while, but like Jones doesn't like being the boss.
Right.
He never did, and he'll tell you that. But like he was good at it too in
Yeah.
his own way. So it's
Yeah, I definitely feel like he projected leader vibes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
for sure.
despite like his best intentions, I think sometimes. Like especially at GT, he just wanted to be like chill and forgotten, and then everyone was like, "You're in charge," and he's like, "No."
Yeah, I think kind of like what you were saying for a longest time, like Jones was kind of just sort of there on the side doing his own things, his own special projects, and he would be there in meetings and participate in things, from time to time. But like it wasn't until like Trailer Academy really that like he really like stepped up and and you started like seeing his face along with his voice, right?
Yeah.
And like that was a cool show because like it just really came from a place of authority, and he put a lot of thought into like just really breaking down trailers.
Yep.
And talking about them in a way that like other people just don't talk about. But yeah, then once the layoffs happened and like the two of us kind of had to take over. I mean, it really was like Jones was the one that was given the role to take over everything. I remember when they were telling us about it, and like Ryan was like, "Yeah, and I'm not coming," and I'm like, "What?" Because Ryan was the boss at that point.
Right.
It's like if you're not coming, then who's gonna do anything? And so it's like I wasn't any kind of a boss either. I just had been there long enough to know how to do a bunch of things that Jones had no idea because it had nothing to do with his job. So just reaching out to contacts and stuff essentially by who's emailed me before?
Right.
Who have I been on the chain with? Or had a code passed along to, and just like, okay, I'm the dude now, and just like going through and just it was never like any of my intention to be a boss or anything either. It was just like, Jones, I'm gonna take care of this.
Right.
We're gonna get through this crap together, and figure it out. But
Ben and Hubie are on vacation, post EZX vacation.
yeah. Yeah, so that was just that whole that dynamic, that whole craziness of us just having to survive and figure out like the whole weird transition period where they didn't have offices for us, so we just stayed in the empty game trailers office. The few of us that were left.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was a
my
ghost town.
gosh.
It was so weird.
And then there were people that like you're saying, like a lot of people at Viacom that worked with game trailers, but not necessarily for game trailers.
Right.
And like Megan had gotten some other production position there, and it was such a weird time.
And the only reason that Elise and I got stayed on board with game trailers is because we had a mandatory update, which Jeremy strongly suggested we start doing because he knew everyone was going to get fired like 6 months from then. And so it was all just background games that were happening that we didn't know about.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Jeremy and Rohan definitely were like, they saw what was coming,
saw the
and they were like, we're gonna make backup plans.
Yeah, I don't know if they literally knew.
Right.
But yeah, pretty wild stuff. Some of my favorite memories ever with Jones were like at a con or something where we'd like get dinner.
Yeah.
And then like all the facades would drop and we were just like two people talking to each other. Shit talking bossmen and stuff. Like that's my favorite.
I went to D23 with Jones. That was pretty sick,
Ooh,
actually.
That'd be fun.
I got to see Jones try out Disney Infinity for the first time.
Dude, I'm so jealous.
At an event, and it was like
his eyes lit up.
Yeah, I don't know how much he got to go cover events in that capacity where he was the hands-on person, but like I think it was like the appointment was booked and I was with him, and like you're just going along with Jones because Jones is the one who's going to be playing. And it was like just seeing him so happy there, and like it was like, oh, he's doing like what we do right now. Like, I've never seen him do this like this before. Like obviously done it before.
Jones is still alive. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, still fine. like you were saying, give you a shot. Like his first thing he did for me, it was when he like found out like how much I like Metal Gear, and he was doing a Metal Gear retrospective. He's like, "Oh, you want to write stuff? Like, cool. Like, go ahead. Like, you could write all this stuff." And I was like, "Oh, sick." Yeah. I was like, "No, is this like something I'm gonna do years down the road, or like you're gonna let me do this right now?" I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. This is a nice thing because it's like a weird thing. Like at first, like there's like this nebulous period where like I don't know what it was, but like they gave me like one review and then like they didn't give me anything after that for a while.
You were like, "Oh God!"
You were like, "Did I botch this?"
I was like, "Oh, like and everyone like they named." Shane used to call us in to go over the script with us, or someone did.
Oh God!
And that never happened. And I remember Ryan and Justin Spear kept telling me, "Oh yeah, he's gonna call you in and like you're gonna go over and stuff like." But you got to go over with him first before it can go into production and stuff like that because it's your first review, so like he needs to see it. And like it was like 2 weeks. It was like what was it Final Fantasy Tactics A2 or something? It was like whatever. But the thing I remember about the review process a lot of the times was you know, Shane and Ryan would be the one who come in and make your approvals. Jones was the other guy. Like, there's a list of people. These people have to see your review before it can go up on the website. Like, if they don't see it and it goes up, you're in trouble. Like, if something goes wrong, like, they need to see it. And I just remember Jones coming in and being like, most professional person, like, going through it, like, this part here, a little setup right there. Like, you could tell for my stuff. I remember him coming in and telling AJ, when AJ cut his first review, he did this amazing opening like montage. Lacoste did this opening montage that was amazing, and I was like, AJ, this is really cool. I just think someone's gonna tell you can't do this, and he's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's get Jones. I think he'll be the nicest about this." Yeah. And Jones comes in and goes, "Dude, that's freaking fantastic, but yeah, that's not our review style. Like, you can't do that." So I was like,
we would go on to push the Game Trailers review style quite far.
I remember Jonesy also checking in in terms of the final approval. I remember when I first got put onto Pop Fiction, which was like really exciting for me because I shared the office with James Andre, who was the editor before that. He started it, yeah, Jones at Game Trailers was like the mysterious guy in his lair, his beautiful lair. Anytime you got to peek in there, it's like every corner of space was filled with something awesome. Yeah. It was like the coolest office on Earth. But
and he had windows.
Mysterious projects. You didn't know what he was working on. But one of the few interactions that you're guaranteed to have in the early days with certain reviews he would sign off on, or Pop Fiction. He was like the stamp. Obviously, after Damiani got it all right, everyone was like ready. Then Jones came in to give his stamp of approval, and same thing. Just the pro that he was, every bit of his feedback, you just absorbing that he would give you and stuff. Yeah. But it was always an exciting thing when Jones rolled through, because you didn't cross paths with him all the time back in the day. Yeah. You just knew of him.
He also, was it him that spearheaded the Game Trailers Film Festival things that we did? Because
maybe
he always he was always so big about doing it like at those venues and like it seemed like a huge deal to him when we did like that first one or whatever that club was like comedy club.
That's how we met Huber, I think.
I was there too.
And we had all the guests there.
I told Huber about
PR for that.
We had
posters made.
Yeah, it was a big event.
It was huge. I remember him being so on board with that.
Yeah, Brad. What's Brad's last name?
Ellis?
No, not this Brad. The Brad that was the manager.
Yeah.
Brad Winters. Yeah. He was behind a lot of that managerial stuff, and John Slusser too.
Yeah.
Slusser kind of ended up drifting more and more towards Spike after we had merged with Spike.
True, yeah.
I had his Slusser cup forever, and I didn't know who he was.
That might have been Rob Slusser.
That was Rob Slusser.
So I stepped on it
named after
to be a heel in front of Kyle or Huber, one of them.
I still have the belt somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it might be the story.
Yeah. What's ironic is like these later years of getting to know Jones more, and with EZA Allies, that's just kind of opening up our lives and everything with, Jones and Cup of Jones and everything, and talking about, the struggles he's had with anxiety and doing mindful games and meditation and all of that. And it's like, Jones is this kind of the guy you look to who has it all together and makes you feel like everything is going to be fine no matter how crazy it is. And just to learn that no, he's going through stuff as well. He's just better at being able to mask it. That's a strength.
Yeah. Next up, good on that?
Yeah.
All right. Mike Hook 1. Last Q&A, cry. Okay, for my final Q&A question, I would love for you to just talk about your love for Brandon Jones. Give me some things you will miss, and at least one thing you won't miss about him being around. Thank you for answering my silly questions over the years. Cheers.
The one thing you
Mug
won't
raised.
miss.
No, not without him here. I don't know. That's,
Yeah,
that's
not
too,
without him
that's too
here.
weird.
Wait, what?
It was cool, especially like some of those early days in the garage when, like, I had no confidence like trying to stream from my tiny little bedroom, and so I would just go over there and it would just be me and Jones, and I'd be playing EarthBound, and he'd be editing in the background and stuff.
Yeah, that's comfy.
Yeah.
That was nice and chill.
Yeah, the coziness of the garage, of course.
Except when it was
Jones's
hot.
garage. When we're working out of Jones's garage, that was gonna be a nice memory.
It's so like thinking about it is like how in the world did we manage that for so long?
Yeah.
In the garage?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's like
nightmare.
The
Rolling.
tiny freaking room full
Hot.
of bugs
It's
and
like
sirens
no bigger
and
than this room.
Yeah.
Tiles overflowing the
Terrible.
toilet.
Yeah, I can't believe they let us use their like house. Essentially.
right.
Like
Insane.
going over there early, like especially like E3 weeks, like having to
Oh,
be there
yeah.
first, and like just like they're sleeping. You open this door, I'm like, this is weird because like
Yeah.
that's their house,
Yeah.
and like they just come outside like who's it's us, it's work. It's like
Yeah.
I have to deal with that, but it was definitely such a different
God,
vibe
God,
there.
was it 3 years? Jeez.
Yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Amanda.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm trying to think
Oh.
of things that they already know about that we could trash him, that we've trashed him on, but I can't. I don't know. Not the most efficient guy, I guess, when it comes to like edits. But like whatever. That's his problem. Like if he wants to stay up late, that's his deal, not my problem. But I mean everyone's inefficient compared
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
some. So
When it comes to edit, it's everyone compared to you.
yeah.
Freak show.
Still remember like how quickly your reputation spread as soon as you just came in and started editing.
Oh, at game trailers?
Yeah.
It was really funny when I just told Bobby I worked there now. I was like, I'm gonna keep coming in, Bobby. Yeah, we all love Jones.
Oh yeah, I love Jones.
Much.
So much.
Much love, and I mean, yeah, he's not dead.
No, he's not dead.
He'll be
He's
coming
fine.
back around.
Yeah.
Here
Yeah.
and there, I'm sure. Yeah, not enough Sophie content. That's
Yeah,
something we
true.
could say.
That's the real one.
He
Yeah.
doesn't bring Sophie through nearly
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely that.
So
But that's the
unfortunate.
thing though. Here, like Sophie's got to be like, okay, Jones is coming to visit.
Right.
And here's Sophie, and
Because
Sophie
Sophie's
can't
not
be here
allowed
for
to
3-4
be
hours.
I
here.
was
Yeah.
gonna say, has Sophie been here other than the very beginning when he
Once.
brought her?
Once,
That was the
yeah.
only
Shoot, we're
time,
not
right?
allowed animals in here. So
Oh.
even though the apartment next door has a dog, so
They're
probably
residential.
Probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
we're
care.
business.
I mean, I
Different.
don't think they would care, but whatever. Anything else? We kind of already covered it. DRD 7 to 14. Hello, allies. It was written like that.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, puppet.
Hello.
Do you ever find time catching up on lost sleep?
What?
How do you balance that versus responsibilities in a healthy way? Eternal love and respect, DRD 7 to 14.
Lost sleep?
I would like to know.
Yeah, Bloodworth never sleeps. I am a fiend about getting sleep. I start
Yeah, me too.
panicking if it's like 3
I'm-
a.m. and I'm still awake.
I haven't been that bad about sleep. It's just anything beyond that.
I'm trying to have it to
Work
get
and
up
sleep, and then
Non-sleep.
at the same time, usually.
You what?
Trying to wake up at the same time every day.
Oh yeah, my alarm goes off at 10:06 a.m. every single day.
Wait, why 10:06?
I don't like having, I don't like it being right on the hour. It's just a thing. I don't
Okay.
know. Just one of my many strange little rituals, I guess.
Yeah, you're weird. We know. It's fine. It's fine.
Decade of depression will do it to you. You know, you start leaning on little weird things.
Gotta learn to work in your sleep.
Yeah, but sleep is super important.
Yeah.
Like, I
gotta
need sleep. If I don't sleep, dude, I'm like done. I'm out.
Yeah. I'll get angry.
People get like hangry. Yeah, I'll get mad, I think, if I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get lucky now because like at Cloud, will like start jumping on my desk when it's like too late. It's like because cats have a routine, so like when you do not adhere to it, they don't get happy about it, so they let you know. So it's like, oh, he's jumping on my desk now. I'm like, that means it's probably time for sleep. So I should start winding down and shutting everything down here.
Good thing most of the allies are morning people? You mean us?
That's the joke.
That's a joke, because we are very much not morning people.
I get woken up at least 2 to 3 times, mostly 2 times, between the hours of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. because cat wants food. So
I don't understand love.
I
wouldn't tolerate that. I'd be like, goodbye.
Just get up and give them food. Well, you can't quite do that because they'll
start
show you their
destroying your house.
They will start
one piece of furniture
planning for your destruction.
They wouldn't be in my house. Is what you're
They'll still find a way to plan for your destruction.
I would donate them to a better home that would appreciate them more.
They'll find a way back.
Yeah.
They'll find a way back.
Forward bone.
Typically, I'm in bed around 1:32.
What? Really?
What time do you wake up, Blood?
And then when I'm on schedule, it's 9-ish, I guess. I mean, the thing is embargoes and everything screws with that like
shockingly
crazy.
Normal.
So it's like a lot of you know.
Would it be?
Oh, I'm staying up really late to get a thing approved, and then it's like, oh, the embargo's 6 a.m.
I've seen you on Slack
or 5
at
a.m.
like 4 in the morning.
Well, yeah, but it's the thing is it depends.
Blood clone.
It can actually depend on the game, because if I'm playing something, there's some games where like I'll start playing and like, no, I can't do this, I'm too tired. But then like Elden Ring is like, I don't know,
of course,
like it just keeps you awake.
That's right.
Elden Ring does keep you awake.
And so like it was like this weekend when I actually got a chance to play a little bit, and it was like, oh, it's 5 a.m. I guess I can keep going, and then it's like stayed up until like 7 or something.
There you go, Blood.
That sounds like a nightmare.
But would life be easier for time management if we were on East Coast, so all the times would be like later in like the morning, like?
No, East Coast sucks. Everything happens way earlier. It's later here.
Yeah.
Like the market opens at 6 a.m. for the East side.
Yeah.
Sucks. All right.
Yep.
Speaking of that
dog.
Meerkats. I saw the Batman, and I actually liked more than I expected.
Nice.
Okay.
And raised my appetite for a Batman game. Although, during the pandemic, I revisited all the Arkham games and even the Telltale series, which I think is kind of underrated. Anyhow, the appetite I was mentioning made me wonder, if any living or dead directors made a video game, which would you pick? Fincher, Nolan, Lynch, Kubrick, etc. Not necessarily needs to be a tie-in movie. Your fan from the Holy Land, Meyer.
Living or dead?
Meyer? Mir? So a director is making a video game.
Okay.
I guess kind of just like
Steven Spielberg making Boom Blocks.
game directing. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it'd be. David Lynch making a video game would actually be pretty crazy. It would be very.
John Waters.
Oh,
can you imagine?
The pull, dude. That's it. John Waters.
That'd be good.
Like what the fuck? What?
I would love. I mean, it would be.
There should be some unhinged behavior in that game.
Yeah. Divine just like shows up. Screaming like murder everyone or something. And
team like Quentin Tarantino up with someone.
Huh. Miyazaki.
Yeah, yeah, he's writing the next Souls game.
It's making the mythos, dude.
Dude, FromSoft making like a western or like a gangster thing would be kind of hype.
Spaghetti Souls.
That'd be
Spaghetti Souls.
I think a Fincher game or like a Denis Villeneuve game would maybe be like boring because they would be like all about just the visuals.
Yeah, I'd be like, what about playing, dude?
Yeah.
Be like, what?
I mean,
would a director go for quality or frame rate?
Oh. Ooh. They would lock it at 24. Yeah. So it wouldn't be a problem.
It's like movies.
Love it. James Davey. Hi allies. A little speechless poetry adventure called A Memoir Blue came out a few days ago.
Yeah, I've been meaning to see if I want to do something with that.
Which is a brief but beautiful tale with a heartwarming mother/daughter bond at its center. That sounds cool. Now the question. On a tier maker ranking horror movies, I remember Huber was dismissive of Jeepers Creepers because of the despicable acts of the despicable acts the director has done. Similarly, I find it very tough and conflicting to listen to Lost Prophets considering the revolting and utterly depraved things the lead singer did, but I still love the music. I don't know that band.
Yeah.
I feel the same way regarding Chris Benoit, formerly of the WWE/WCW/ECW,
yeah.
Chris Benoit. I love his craft, but the double murder-suicide he committed,
Whoa.
makes it tough to embrace him like I did. I am able to separate the art from the artist because I feel in many cases there are unheralded specialists we don't see who help make the art, and they should be appreciated for their contributions. Sure. This has made me wonder, are you guys able to separate the art from the artist if he or she committed heinous and unforgivable acts? Sometimes?
Yeah, it depends on the extremes.
Yeah. Like, it's a real drag when something you like was made by an asshole. I'll do the example of Chinatown, which, like, was one of my favorite films, and then I, like, read about Polanski, and I was like, oh, this guy fucking sucks. And I haven't watched it since, but it's still a good movie. So it's just like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just not that surprised. I mean, a murder is a different thing, but most of the time, like,
Will Smith
kind of expect, like, people to be kind of crazy and depraved. I don't know.
Fair.
I mean,
fair blood.
Humans by and large are probably
Crazy and
trash, I guess.
depraved.
Accurate.
Definitely.
But I mean, like, I don't know. Kind of back around to, like, all the stuff, like, you gotta just do what you gotta do and try not to hurt people.
I mean, I guess, I grew up around people talking about the evils of Hollywood and trying to corrupt everybody, and so when I find out that somebody in Hollywood is doing something bad, it's like, well, that just kind of fits.
I mean, that's also the thing too, though. Like, you consider the source, right? Like, if you're being raised in some kind of, like, you know, whatever, like, anti-technology cult, they're gonna tell you that everyone who uses technology is evil, right? So it's like, consider the source, but at the same time, I think the examples we're talking about are like, they broke the law, or are a bigot or something. So it's like, yeah, you gotta just kind of live your life, man, and don't look at the internet. That's kind of the secret.
Don't look at the internet. Great
Internet,
advice.
net negative for humanity, even though it's the cause of my entire existence. Varun Kachwaha, anyone else have anything to say on that, Nightmare?
No.
I mean, I guess, you know, I think you can find good things to learn from, you know, even works themselves that are problematic. I think, you know, most things are going to have issues. Everybody has issues, and you kind of have to go with your gut and what you're comfortable with, right? You know, it's like, there are things that I'm totally fine enjoying, and then there are other things that's like, I'm just not into it, you know? Like GTA and monster movies. It's like, it's fine if you're into that. I'm just not. You know?
Yeah. Bill Cosby, goddamn.
Me and Don were talking about Bill Cosby the other day.
Oof.
And that's like, that's what I was raised on, man.
For real.
Yeah.
Varun Kachwaha, I wanted to start with a side note, which I hope is not frowned upon. We'll allow it. This once. I really appreciate all the content that all of you have produced and created. I never expected to be a patron to anything in my life, yet here I am. Thank you. And that is thanks to the passion of each and every one of you. All of you mean a lot to me. Thank you. The question... thanks, that's very nice.
Yeah.
The question I want to ask is a complicated one. Rather than focus on the words in the question, I want to focus more on the whole. Anyway, the question in mind. Long in the future, when the Allies are no more, oh boy, what do you wish to leave behind? In terms of the impact that you leave on the people here, or the people that watch in the future looking back, what sort of memory do you think you will leave? Is there anything you are particularly fond of, a moment or piece of content that you think defines what the Allies are? If I or you or anyone watching thought of the Allies, what do you think / hope comes to their minds? Thank you, Varun Kachwaha.
A lot of questions in there.
Basically, like, what do you want to achieve, and what are you proud of achieving? I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind, and like, for me personally, like I've gotten 1 or 2 of these directed towards me, and then I think I've seen 1 directed toward the group as the whole. But anything of people saying like, hey, I was in a really dark place, I was having really dark negative thoughts or whatever, and like you helped me get through it, and like I wouldn't be here otherwise, like my entire life is worth it, basically, because of 1 of those, and like I've seen 3 or 4 of those, and like
yeah, those are the things that like you say, what do you want? Or, like I couldn't even like put that out there because it would just feel too narcissistic.
Yeah.
Right? And somebody, just like a couple of days ago messaged us on Patreon, and they're like, they're going through, medical issues and having a kid at the same time, and it's just like they're just thanking us for like helping them get through all of it, and it's just beyond me to even comprehend it. So
like that's all I've ever wanted to do, is make the world better through creative endeavors, and like it feels like for me, I feel like I've done that, so everything is bonus. I want to keep doing stuff forever, but like I literally never want to die, but like, yeah, man, we already made it.
Yeah,
we did.
I mean, from a professional goals level, it's just like, like you want to,
wrote one.
be fair and put out good stuff and write well. Yeah.
I just wanted to entertain people, I guess, and make them happy. Like, I really think it's cool that being able, like, I've heard this from people, like, they don't have a lot of friends they can talk to about games or something, or family members. But if they listen to us, maybe it sounds like to them talking to their friends or something like that kind of feeling. I really think is cool.
Yeah. My food is about to arrive. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Cool.
Bam.
I'll get the pessimistic one.
Nice.
Yeah. Bye, Ella.
Bye.
I don't know if you said the future. I don't know if I have much hope for humanity.
Nice.
I'm sorry. Like I don't see very bright future. So I think, what was this thing? Like, it was Kyle Bossman, I think, who told me it, who said the world was ending. I believe everyone would tweet about how cool aliens are. Like, aliens came to invade, be like, cool, or being invaded by aliens, like on social media. I think that's how things will go down. So I hope in, like, whatever future this is, like, and I have no faith in humanity, there's still people out there who just, like, are yelling, okay, game, when they play video games. One person just goes, okay, game. I'm like, perfect. It's perfection. Humanity has lived up to my expectations there.
What about you, Don? Anything?
No, I agree with what I think most of the sentiment was about being a general outlet for like general positivity, like, or genuine positivity. I would say.
Genuine.
It's pretty valuable now, especially. I think that's nice, a beautiful thing to be a part of. That I'm proud of that.
But sure, like, we're mean about stuff.
Oh yeah.
But we mean it.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna lie to you.
No.
Can't be fake about stuff. Can't sugarcoat it.
But at the same point, I don't have to focus on the worst,
There's a lot of great stuff out there.
Even though Damiani's probably right. There's a quote from the third man, Damiani. I don't think I can remember the whole thing, but it's one of my favorite quotes. How did it go? It was like in Italy under the Bodyguards dynasty or something. There was terror, murder, bloodshed, something like along the lines of that. But for 30 years, there was terror, warfare, murder, bloodshed. I'm not quoting it exactly, but this is about it. But during that same time, they created, what came out of that was Leonardo da Vinci, the Renaissance, and some other, world-renowned artist, which I can't remember at the moment right now. And then they say, for 500, in Switzerland, for 500 years, they had peace and brotherly love. And what were they notable for producing? The cuckoo clock.
Oh,
so,
cuckoo clock.
what that quote means to me, which I've loved that quote forever, is I think, Damiani, you're absolutely right. It's a dark future we're facing, and it's pretty dark right now, too. And that's one of the few things you can focus on as a human to, like, stay positive is, like, for some odd reason, massive creativity and beautiful progressive ideas come out of some of the most you know, maybe oppressive or dark realities or whatever. So just to keep thinking about it that way, I think, is helpful whatever angle, because, you know, you're right in most ways of, like, the trajectory of, you know, mankind or whatever.
Maybe someone will pick up the torch 200 years from now and continue the story of Defalte for us.
Defalte, yeah.
Like, someone comes across a random video and, like, 200 years from now, Defalte takes the world by storm.
Someone with a Defalte tattoo.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Red Sky put up the actual quote.
You imagine?
I was kind of close. I was pretty close on most of it. Look at that. Red Sky put the quote up.
Good vamping, boys.
There you go.
All right, chat. Yeah, I'll be 200 years from now. The biggest cause of wars will be the argument between Defalte and Defaulto. There you go.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Alex AI says, "Hey allies." This is on, right? You can hear me? Okay.
I left it off, but still.
I unmuted it, yeah. Pew! Okay, yeah. Hey allies, 3 years ago, on your 3-year anniversary, you did a reaction stream to EZA Allies content. Are there any plans to repeat something like that now that this is year 6 of EZA Allies? Love and respect, Alex AI. P.S. The past 3 years had a lot of changes, so it totally is understandable if you don't want to look back.
Yeah, we haven't. I mean, people have asked us about this quite a few times, but we haven't set a plan to do anything like that. I think, like as we've noted before, there have been like a lot of weird things to try to go back and do some of that, like looking at things through the whole Zoom era is not necessarily the most fun highlights. And then yeah, just kind of like figuring out, like, yeah.
It's like weird for me to look back because I mean we just live it. Like,
yeah,
looking at a video of like myself, I'm like, I don't want to see that.
It was definitely a fun stream. It's just like, yeah, how often would you want to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it. I don't know, whatever.
Kind of if E3 ever permadies, I want us
Permadeath?
I want us to do a like an E3 like reunion
Let's
thing
just-
every year where we watch older press
Let's just pretend
conferences
E3
to
exists.
That's actually kind of part of it too, right?
We
It's like
rewatch
we don't
the old
even
ones.
like the E3. Like we don't have.
I want to
E3 to
rewatch
react
older
to.
press conferences again, just for like.
Konami, dude.
Yeah,
We gotta do a rewatch.
Yeah.
I'd definitely be down to do it again. I don't know when.
It's gotta be the right thing to watch, yeah, I guess.
I don't want to make it like a yearly thing or anything.
No,
though.
nah. Like, looking back at ourselves every year seems weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just send us links during the Hangout streams and make us do it then.
Oh, there you go.
Well, basically, I think that's why I work so well, though, is because we did
Because
get a
there's a
bunch of links,
Yeah.
you know, and so it was just like all like really condensed in like one big moment.
Yeah.
The
So
Wild 2 announcement again. Ugh.
we'll see. We'll
Too
see.
soon, chat. I don't want to think
Good
about that
question. All right. Cutter Hicks, Doug or Rugrats?
Ooh.
I'm a Rugrats person.
I'm friends with one of the creators of Rugrats, so I'm gonna go Rugrats.
Oh, wow.
I liked Rugrats.
I was always Rugrats.
But Rugrats got real weird, but so did Doug, I guess. Like, Rugrats went over the line when they, like, grew up.
Oh.
Like, what?
I never saw that one.
It sucked.
I watched Rugrats before school.
All the cool stuff about Rugrats was them, like, their imagination and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then they're just, like, stupid junior high kids. That's lame.
There was something about Rugrats, the art, that like disgusted me for
Yeah,
no
it's disgusting.
reason. But I couldn't stop. It was like so addictive to
Yeah, it's like
watch.
a car
Like,
crash.
I loved
Love
watching
that
it.
90s
But not for that
Nickelodeon.
reason. It wasn't like watching Rugrats.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess early Rugrats I'd like more.
My friend made Hey Arnold too.
What?
Wow.
Joe and Solibear. He was like a lead writer
Hey,
on Rugrats, Hey Arnold, and Recess, I think. I think he created one of those three. I don't remember which. But yeah, Joe and Solibear is like fucking great, dude.
That team.
He was helping us write Seedlings when we were pitching at Netflix or developing at
Nice.
Netflix.
I'm sad. I think the creators of Rugrats got upset at Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's it, Klasky and Kasupo? I think they weren't happy with some of the stuff. They wanted to make changes to some of the characters, so they pieced out. I think it revolved around Angelica.
61% voted for
A lot
Rugrats.
of interesting discussion about the
Rugrats
character
proud.
Angelica.
Nathan Kurz. A question I've always wanted to ask the allies. What's something you've always wanted to do, but you can't because you suck at it?
Oh.
We've talked about this, like video editing for me would be sweet.
Baby, I can teach you video editing.
That's something to learn.
You all say it's so easy because you've been doing it for a long time.
No,
but someone
no,
is gonna
I didn't
come
say
in-
it was easy. I said I could teach you.
But I'm just saying,
There's
like,
a difference.
I'm interested in that.
I'll
but
teach
it seems
you.
intense.
Yeah, it's not as bad as you think, maybe, but it's
Also,
easy.
VO, like reading, that's definitely a skill.
yeah.
For sure.
Oh, for
that you have to just
sure.
learn over time by doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Get that booth, baby.
Yep.
It would have been awesome to be like smart enough to do anything like with like NASA, especially if NASA had like doing any of those cool missions and stuff like the Mars stuff, being like a part of that or in their future stuff. But I mean, it kind of stinks they don't like send manned missions to like moon or planets or anything like that. But that stuff always seemed like freaking awesome.
Thanks, Narwhal.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess probably something like sports or music or something like that. Like, I haven't played basketball in a heck of a long time. Was never really great at it. But yeah. And then yeah, music. I just think that rhythmically, like people trying to like teach me to do like choreography and stuff at times, like I'll get it for like half a second, and then like my legs are just all twisted up. I'm like, what am I doing? Where am I? And it's just completely
Dancing.
lose the plot.
Dancing's a good one. I've always
Yeah.
wanted to be better at dancing. And I mean, like, half the stuff I want to be better at is, like, I'm already okay at it, but I'm okay enough to know how bad I am at it, you know? Dunning-Kruger, I guess.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about this job. Probably danced more at Easy Allies than any other aspect of my life.
Yep.
Well, I should hope so. Dance like 2,000 people are watching on Twitch. That's my motto.
But that's one thing. It's like it's a difference between like just like being goofy with friends and like actually like coordinated
Dancing.
steps. Yeah.
That is the opposite of Dunning-Kruger, yeah. Next question. RF Switch. Greetings, allies. Well, since the Q&A is leaving, and since I fell down the sinkhole that is anime, I've got one more weird question for you. Got any suggestions for short anime series under 100 episodes? I'm down for whatever genre. To repair my broken heart and fuel my dark descent into wait, what?
Weeb?
Oh, weebdom. Also, yes, Huber Shenmei is already on the list, so is K-On, I think.
No.
I don't know K-On.
Okay, I know what that is. It's like
K-on.
a music one, right?
Yeah.
Serial Experiments Lane, Bay.
But under 100 episodes is a lot of series still, though.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lot.
Like
One Piece.
shorter than that. Yeah, One Piece, man.
One Piece.
One Piece.
Over 1,000?
Under 100 episodes.
Death Note's pretty short.
Yeah.
Death Note's
Death Note's cool.
50 something. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Death Note.
You could probably ignore everything after 30 something.
Right?
Some of the
Obviously-
Gundam series are like 50, or most of them are like 50 episodes.
What are the ones? Some
Paranoia
ones that
Agent.
might be happy for you.
Berserk.
Was it
Definitely left Full Metal Alchemist.
Magical Arcade Abinabashi? This is like a goofy one about each episode's about like some random like parody video game. This
Oh,
brother
nice.
and sister, I think, go and play.
Oh, okay.
It's very short.
Trigun, yeah.
Trigun of Love.
Hellsing.
Genshigen is a good one. So I think it's only 2 seasons. It's like the final year of high school and their first year of college. It's pretty good.
Obviously, Cowboy Bebop, if you haven't.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
I
that's a
expected
very
that
short one, yeah.
already.
Yeah, I figure.
What are some other good ones?
I don't know how short it is, but I don't think it's 100 episodes. One of the first ones I watched was Kimagure Orange Road. If you're into like crazy, funny, weird romance stuff.
What's the parody series? Bubblegum, whatever. Gosh darn it, I can't remember. the name.
Bubblegum Crisis?
Bubblegum Crisis, yeah.
Is it a parody? It's like a mecha.
No, what's the
Game.
one I'm thinking of, Chad?
Anime.
It was like a parody. It's parody Spike Spiegel at one point.
Oh.
chat. Like they have the guy with the
Definitely
hair, or
not
whatever, and he does
Bubblegum
like the
Crisis.
monologue and like.
Space Dandy is a parody.
This is like. Was it no?
Bubblegum
Can tell
Crisis
that's
is hot.
long.
Is great.
Nah,
I believe.
I'll have to look it up. Forgot its name.
We've opened up a cam.
Oh,
Yeah.
GTO and Golden Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, you just read it. Like, great teacher on Azuka and Golden Boy. Though I don't know how Golden Boy would hold up.
Gurren Lagann's pretty sick.
Good login, yeah.
Excel Saga. That was the name of it. Thank you.
Is Code Geass 50 episodes? Code Geass is like Death
Code-
Note and Gundam mixed.
Code Geass has... It's getting up there, though, I think.
Boogie Pop Phantom is short and weird if you
Mm.
like that. Nobody's watched that but me, I feel like.
Fully Cooley, very short.
Mm.
Yeah, Fully Cooley is real quick.
Apparently they're doing no ones.
There's
Yeah,
a bunch of
believe
short
so.
ones just out there, like... Was it Witch Hunter Robin's another like really
Nice.
short one?
Oh yeah, I've heard Monster is good. That seems like a
That's a
lot
lot
of
of
good,
anime.
That's about Dio.
a lot of good suggestions there, RF.
Dude, yeah.
Hopefully you were writing those down. The next question is loading for a very long time. Okay, there we go. Anthony Galvin, in honor of Women's History Month, I was wondering how the Allies would theme Mario Party boards based off the ladies of the Mushroom Kingdom: Princess Peach, Princess Daisy, Pauline, Birdo, Toadette, and Princess Rosalina. Also, shout out to Jones. Thank you for all of your contributions to the gaming industry, and fingers crossed, one day you will come back to do a special episode of Fiasconauts with Isla. Love and respect. Ooh, that would be fun.
Wait, to make a Mario Party board with all of them?
Or like, yeah, themed after each one, or
Well,
yeah, boards
would
based
think
off the
themed-
ladies.
Specifically to them. I mean,
Mushroom Kingdom kind of does
Rosalina
itself.
feels like it'd be one of the easier ones.
It'd be the
because
hub, I feel like.
It'd be like
Galaxy.
her spaceship
It'd be her
and some
ship.
other galaxy stuff in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Birdo would be
It actually could be kind of fun to have a Mario Party
I
board
love
that has
that.
like gravity.
Oh,
that'd be cool.
that
yeah.
would be sick.
Yeah.
Bloodworth.
You could have
Dreamland.
wormholes to jump from one spot to the other.
Ooh.
Or like you just
Subcon.
like you
Jump
know
across the
like you
board.
jump off of a thing and like
Land, yeah.
Zoom
Depending on
out
if
somewhere
like a
else, yeah.
planet's rotating, you'll land on a
yeah,
different
if there's a
one.
moon going
so
by,
like a
you
Mario
can
Galaxy
jump on
themed
it.
one.
Yeah,
you could have
that'd be
a little
sick.
Satellite planets. Satellite boards. I love board games that have multiple boards.
Maybe like Peach's Castle, you're actually inside the castle. Because you're always just outside of it.
That'd be
Jumping
fun.
through the
Doing
paintings
the
or something.
painting stuff, yeah. Birdo could be like subcon dream
Dreams,
stuff.
yeah. It was all a dream.
No.
Pauline, I mean, that seems like
New Dog City.
Yeah,
Oh, New
Dog
Dog
City.
City. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that would be a great map.
With like a music band theme.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, that'd be so good. Toadette, and Daisy.
Yeah. Time for
Toadette
adventure.
actually would be hard because it just feels like general.
It's just Mushroom Kingdom
Mushroom
stuff
Kingdom
to me.
stuff. Yeah.
Although like a Captain Toad style
Yeah.
Thing
Uh,
for her.
game board.
They've
would
never
be
really
pretty
put
cool.
Mario Kart stuff into a Mario Party though, so I wonder if like
Except for that one where they're all in a car.
yeah.
We don't talk about that game.
We don't talk about that.
But it would be cool to have like a board that's kind of around a track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun question. Any other ideas? Because I just ate a fry.
Daisy could be Starland.
Oh, Mario Land, yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird game.
Yeah, sure is.
Daisy.
Creature designs are so different than everything else.
Yo butts! Good day, allies. I understand that a fair amount of challenges and changes are going through your lives in and outside of EZA. Having a lot in your plate makes it sometimes hard to focus on something we often take for granted. So let me ask you, how is your health? How do you feel both physically and mentally? No details too personal, of course, just in general. How are you? Take care of yourselves. Love and respect. I'm fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty good, mostly. I'm like a little stressed.
Yeah, had a migraine pre-EZX that kind of has me stressed out.
I feel like
but-
I always have a little stress, though, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely better after EZX. I mean, I don't have any
Yeah.
health issues or anything like that, but yeah, just in terms of
Just tired.
the
Yeah.
tiredness and overwhelmingness, like I've had a little bit of time to recover, I think. I mean, even though I'm still working constantly, haven't had an actual day off for I don't know how long, but
Yeah.
but I don't feel I'm not unhealthy or anything. My hand survived pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
A
Yeah,
bit sore,
that's
but
good.
not
That's good.
bad. Not as bad as last year.
Oh yeah, the studio makes my allergies go crazy. We just need to get a cleaner in here.
Hmm.
Very true.
That's a sufficiently long pause. Next question. Shannon Khalid. Hey allies, if you could have any character from video games be your personal bodyguard, who would it be? Ooh, fun.
First one that comes to mind is Barrett.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
yeah, that'd be good.
Bodyguard.
Samus, maybe? Because I think she'd do a good job, and also, you know, maybe we, like, you know, fall in love at some point.
Oh, Kiryu would be sick, bodyguard. Maybe.
Samus ain't screwing around with that.
Saving the planet.
Oh,
the
the ball, Bloodworth, the possibilities.
Donkey Kong.
Kong's actually
He's too huge.
That's a good choice.
Donkey
Couldn't even get in a car with him. I was thinking Bowser earlier, but like he's also
Yeah,
huge.
it's like. Yeah, nah, I can run around with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of someone that could be like super powerful but low profile.
Yeah,
enough
keep
to
it cool.
So you could be in any
Oh,
scene and
sure.
you don't even realize maybe
Sure,
you
sure,
have
sure,
a bodyguard.
sure.
Shadows, like.
But I'm trying to think who
stealth.
that would be.
Yeah.
Like Sifu
We're
guy
dumb.
or something?
Yeah, maybe.
He's
Yeah,
just really
Barrett's
good at
not
fighting.
that. Barrett's there to
He
has a
to
gun
tell
going
you
on.
with his presence.
Barrett
Yeah,
is for sure.
Do not mess with these people.
Yeah.
You also want it to be someone that like is tolerable to be around.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Like you wouldn't want Cloud because he's such a downer.
Raiden? Yeah, right.
Yeah, he failed at the beginning.
Yeah,
Come on,
and
yeah. I'm gonna take
Ryzen,
that
dude?
loser failure.
Yeah.
Loser failure. Yo, Tifa. Tifa's the right answer.
Should be nice. And she beats some people up.
And then maybe, you know, you fall in love at some point.
One thing leads to another.
Who's the most powerful video game person? Just have them.
The most powerful video game person?
Yeah.
You know,
Ever?
what might
What
be
about
a
mine?
bad choice,
Mine would be
but would
good.
still be kind of funny is
Mine.
My
Agent 47.
Oh my god, dude. I'd be so on edge around him
I'd
all
be
the time.
terrified to be around him, yeah.
Because it's just like, well, and that too, is that we're like, no, we didn't need you to kill anybody. We just needed
Yeah.
you to protect us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd constantly be having, now Agent.
Somebody like, comes up to tap you on the shoulder and like neck snap. Like,
Yeah.
no, stop.
That was my wife!
Method MC chose Superman 64.
Superman specifically from that.
Yeah, just
Corvette,
about
I guess.
King
Oh yeah,
from
and
King
then
of
he's just
Fighters.
walking around in weird costumes. Like,
Yeah, you
dude,
need
I
someone
know
who
it's
looks
you.
normal.
I know it's you.
Yeah. Oh, 47.
Agent 47, yeah.
47.
He keeps dressing like one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Puts on Blood's jacket, you're like, where's Blood? What did you do with him? Crumpled into a couch. Like the couch cushions are like all like akimbo. It's like, Agent, did you put Blood's body?
There's a pile of allies back here.
There are clothes everywhere. Good answer.
Good answer.
Hikaru? What's up, allies? I should be finished with my review now. I technically am, but I think I need to retool a couple parts of it, and I need to learn how to make some quality graphics to add into it. Excuse me. But the experience of going through and making my own has been super fun. And I couldn't have done it without all of the great advice you all gave me. And I never would have even thought to if you all hadn't inspired me for so long. Stay tuned to the upcoming official EZA Allies Discord, and I'll try to post the finished product there.
Nice.
So, yeah, that'll be good to see. So, as a wrap-up question, or submit it to the community showcase too.
Yeah, that's
As a wrap-up question, what is your favorite review you've ever done or edited for Isla or Dawn, and why? Keep being great. I'm super excited for the next chapter of EZA. Love and respect, Matt Curran.
Favorite review I've ever
Whoa.
done?
favorite review.
It's hard because I like certain parts about different reviews.
Right.
Like some of my favorite games have been intense reviews. Like I thoroughly enjoyed playing through Elden Ring, but that was a very intense review.
Yeah.
One of my favorites that I've ever cut was actually at Game Trailers, and it's the Stanley Parable one. Also, one of my favorite I was actually just talking to him on Twitter the other day, but one of my favorite interviews ever was with William Pugh. He actually said that too. He was like, "My favorite interview." It was like, simpatico, man. We're both the right kind of crazy.
Loves going through the reviews.
Yeah, I have to always look at a list of like, what the crap?
Yeah.
What have I done?
I mean, yeah. Oh, it was fun to play through it, but like the end result was still one of my favorite things to watch was the G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra review at Game Trailers. Just because we got to go off the deep end and do whatever we want with that review, and like
Yeah, the bad games are always the most fun to cut.
Like literally using the PSA videos to troll like the game and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, are those copyrighted? No, who cares? Put them in there. It's like they're in the game. It's like, who cares?
Did you see Allies? The Fast and Furious one was fun. Like,
Yeah,
doing
that
the
was
Dominic
cool.
Toretto thing.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh my gosh, that was great. Still on B.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
when I fake updated the Bloodborne review to give it a 10 when we all got fired. That was
That was awesome.
That was funny.
You got anything? I'm still looking.
I don't know.
Oh, Onrush was great. I feel like that came together really well.
A future review, I could say. I don't know. I'm really excited to probably do Breath of the Wild 2 in the future. I've never reviewed a Zelda game, and Zelda is a very important franchise to me.
See what they said this morning? Land, sky, and
Air,
beyond. They said beyond.
Oh, we're going underground? We better go in the water.
Beyond. What's beyond the sky, not the ground? Space.
Might as well, dude.
No, dude, Raz is gonna guest star, and you're gonna psychonauts into people's heads. And
Space.
Zelda.
Obviously, it's gonna suck because I'm not gonna have it early, so that'll be lame.
Yeah.
But it'll be cool to actually review an a Zelda game.
What about how's Kingdom Hearts 3?
That was really fun.
Yeah.
I got that like 2 days before that game came out, also. So that sucked, but other than that was fun. It was really sick.
Observation was a cool one too, and I think that was fun working out how to put together just because it's like one of those games where it's like, well, everything's a spoiler, so.
Oh my god, Ari in The Secret of Seasons was like a kind of interesting review to do, Damiani. Because I was just like baffled by the game so many times. Like I was baffled by Balan Wonderworld, but like Balan worked actually. Like I didn't have any like weird bugs or anything about like Ari was a special game to review. I was like, no one knows about this game. No one cares about this game.
Right.
But this is something.
I had to find a way to glitch through something in spray to finish it because the intended way was broken. We had like 3 different people look at it, like it's the NPC telling us what to do. We're doing it. It's not triggering the thing. We reloaded the level and everything. It wouldn't work, so then like, bam! I was like, I think I could just jump around this thing and do this. And like, well, skip this. Bye.
Yeah, Fallout 76 was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was an alien idea for Breath of the Wild that got scrapped. Alien invasion. I mean,
really?
But that's happened in Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Oh.
It wouldn't be the first time aliens showed up.
Yeah.
Those damn aliens that come at night.
That would be good.
Take those cows.
That's right. You gotta defend.
You can shoot them with the
defend
bow.
the ranch. Yeah.
Pew, pew.
Otherwise, they'll
Dark World,
abduct
someone in
everyone.
chat said.
Dark World?
Dark
For
World.
Zelda. Like the Twilight.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of Thor Dark World. For some reason. Dark World, like Thor. What about Thor?
Who's that? The Sacred Realm, right? The Dark World Link to Past? Came the Dark World. Oh, Ganon.
Oh,
Hope you're doing okay, Wide Face.
Top 10 villain.
oh, Ganon.
Oh, food time.
Keep talking about reviews.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see.
Don, what was your favorite review?
There's no way I have nothing even close to a favorite. I have no idea. I mean, I can't think of anything that would be a...
That you enjoyed cutting?
I've enjoyed tons. I mean, I
Okay.
always cutting. I always enjoy
Any
cutting.
of the Trials reviews, did you cut any of them besides mine?
I don't think so.
Did you watch any of the game trailers or ones and you disagree with those Trials reviews?
I think I cut
don't
Fusion, maybe?
remember. No, I don't remember having any big
Okay.
disagreements with it. Yeah.
The only review I ever wrote was Talos Principle.
Oh, yeah.
And I gave it a 9.8 because I knew Bloodworth would bump it down to where I actually wanted it, which was like
Psychology.
a 9.4.
Halos.
Talos Principle.
Stalling for something?
We were, but
We're waiting for you.
now
Okay.
we're ready to go.
Stalling for you. Logic error. What's one thing you are most looking forward to in this next phase of Easy Allies? More money.
More money!
What?
The search for more money.
Easy Allies Phase Infinity. The search for
More money. I don't know.
I mean, well, the whole process of it is totally foreign to me and intimidating. But yeah, when we get the community manager in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when we have somebody that can
That'll be
actually do
very
something that
crazy.
none of us have any idea how to do, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. In a lot of ways, it feels like it actually feels like a new phase that hasn't felt that way in a while. I think there's a really good energy at
Yeah.
the group right now. So I'm just excited in a way that's been, it's happened a few times. And I mean, this whole ride has been awesome, but there's been a few moments when you really feel like, oh, yeah, we're stepping into the next thing, and it feels like exciting in a really positive way. Kind of the vibes going around right now. Just feels
Very
like it's
well
going to be
put,
an
yeah.
active year. We're all back really in person. It feels like finally it's coming together, and yeah, it just feels like a lot is going to happen after sort of struggling with the last couple of years of COVID and all that.
Yeah. Well said. I agree completely. I know I personally have a renewed passion, and I think I've sensed that from everybody else too. So it's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready for game events again, baby.
Yeah, I'm ready to go
Oh,
back to
yeah.
a con.
I
Yeah.
really want
Yo.
to.
I am and I'm not. I want to be there, but then the idea of oh, how do I plan this all again?
Right.
Hold it now.
Just the whole thought of putting
I'm
together an
terrified
event
of people,
schedule.
but still.
But man, even though everyone got, well, not everyone, even though people got COVID at GDC, it was just looking
Pretty
at
much
those
everybody.
photos and I wish I was there, hanging out with Ben Hansen and
Oh.
the Video Game History
Oh.
Foundation and
Just kidding.
Kit and Krista.
Well, it's alright, bud.
What?
We're gonna have Comic-Con this year in person. And Resident 4 Remake is gonna be there. Playable, baby.
Oh my god.
Let's go!
And then, yeah, you bring up Comic-Con and no.
Resident 4 Remake,
Hard out,
playable
no
at the
interest.
Capcom booth.
I don't
Let's go!
Anyone's better at deceiving me and getting me excited than Damiani. I don't think anyone can do it the way he does.
So happy.
It's funny because I have the opposite reaction that anytime Damiani is saying that, I'm like, okay, so that's not happening.
Yeah.
Ben Hansen,
Damiani just knows how to talk
Ben
to
Hansen
me.
Crush
Deep
confirmed. What do you mean?
dive.
I've hung out with Ben Hansen at
Deep
GDC
dive.
before.
E3
Blood's in love with
Treehouse.
Ben Hansen?
E3 Treehouse Deep Dive Breath of the Wild sequel, even though it's coming out spring next year, because they still got to blow it out now because it's coming out.
Well, Zelda was at E3 and it was out that following spring.
They're gonna show it off. We're gonna see a bunch of it, and then it'll be playable at Comic-Con.
And we'll get it early.
Maniacs. Maniacs.
Remember
Alright.
that Nintendo
There's
Switch,
one year
baby?
when
Then
hung
they'll
out at
show
Kind of Funny
Final
too. That
Seven
was
Part
fun.
2 next year.
Yep,
Kinda
at Comic-Con
At
playable.
Fight the snake.
Ben Hansen does have a crush on EZA.
Starfield playable at
He's
Comic-Con.
been lurking around our Discords. I see you, Ben.
Sniffing in there.
Poaching our viewers.
He wants to be on the EZA podcast again. Yeah, we got to figure out a remote
Bitch,
setup.
yeah, get in here. If next time I'm in Minneapolis, I want to call him up too and be like, "Yo, put me on something, baby." Also, Blood's in love with you. It turns out. Wolf himself, hello allies. Like everyone else, I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring. Yeah. Before I started it, I kept hearing that the best way to play was to not look anything up and just to go out and explore the world. I tried this but found it incredibly intimidating. The game is just too big. So instead, I deliberately spoiled myself. I looked up cool weapons and gear online, then set getting those as my goal. This helps me not be overwhelmed by the sheer size of the game. And if I get sidetracked by something surprising along the way, that's cool too. Do you guys ever deliberately play in a way that seems like the opposite of how the game was intended to be played? I think with Souls games, From knows that like the zeitgeist is people telling each other about cool stuff and like looking things up on wikis and stuff. Like I think that they kind of designed with that in mind, so I don't even think that's the wrong way to play. Well,
I don't want to know anything when I play that game.
Yeah,
don't look at me. Don't talk to me.
It's weird because like on the one hand, like I only want to know how much I want to know, right? Like there's definitely that border of like I want to go out there and I want to discover things for myself. But then when I come across something that like, how does this work? Like I'm gonna go look. Yeah, like I got like Rune Arc for the first time last night, you know, and it's like, well, what exactly is happening here? Let me figure it out before I waste a bunch of these things. So.
Yeah, I don't like my time to be wasted. So there's definitely like a middle ground I strike with Souls games in particular, where it's like I'm trying to do it as you know, pure as possible, not looking anything up, but also like I don't care about summoning for a boss. Like I'll do it. I'm not here to like bash my head against the wall, except for like beating Melania on my own was really fun, because summoning makes that boss harder. But like, if there's something where I'm like, because the storylines are so Byzantine and prosaic that it's like, if I've got like most of the steps and then someone's just gone, sometimes I'll be like, okay, well I don't want to have to play through this entire game again if I like botch this quest line. So I'll be like, where's this lady? And I'll be like, oh, and I'm like, I would have never thought to go back there ever.
I'm definitely different than all of you in that sense, where I love just being in there, not knowing stuff and figuring it out on my own. Like that's like not a time waste to me. How it would be for you, I guess.
I mean, I like that too, but like when I'm trying to get like at end game, like when I'm trying to get like specific stuff.
It usually doesn't bother me because I'm gonna replay that game like a lot anyways. After I beat it, yeah, but I don't know, because I only get one chance to go through that game without knowing anything.
I beat her, I beat her.
And I just treasure it.
I beat her 20 minutes after that episode went live, actually.
Oh, that's so funny.
Pretty perfect.
That's awesome.
I tried to play snipper clips.
Yeah,
snipper clips.
Yeah, I mean, Brad, I think was what I was saying there with the Rune Arcs. Like, I used it and I kind of saw what happened, and it was just a matter of like confirming. It's like, okay, is this? Yeah. I just want to make sure this is how this works. Yeah.
I get it. I totally get it.
But like, yeah, like when people are talking about looking up weapons and stuff like that in advance, like I try not to do that because I think that like coming across a weird weapon I haven't seen before is
Millicent without a guide seems impossible. Like I don't know how you would do all those steps.
I guess I'm just okay with missing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just fine with that.
But other games playing them the opposite of how it's intended to be played.
I don't know.
I mean, the old EZA adage is like play how you want to play.
Yeah.
As long as you're not like cheating and griefing people, like
intended.
It's fine.
Like I don't know what the intended way to play a lot of games is. I guess
nude mods.
I
don't think that's intended usually.
I will. Yeah. I will definitely mess around a bit like Damiani does and like try to go places where maybe I shouldn't be yet.
Oh, you know, like Damiani method, huh?
Yeah, like with Fist, it was pretty clear. I shouldn't have been fighting certain enemies and going to a certain area just yet, but I was like, no, I think I've got this guy down. I just keep practicing, you know.
Yeah.
I will beat my head against the wall until I get it. A lot of times, I'll go hours on a single fight just to practice.
Sometimes that's the game telling you not to be there yet.
Right, but I know, I know that, but I'm still like, nah, I'm doing all right.
A friend of mine dated a girl named Fist one time. All right, thanks, Old. WTF Master Mike, dear allies, with your new phase and the changes that come with it, It is a real pleasure to watch your development and the development of the company, Easy Allies. Since it's been a long road full of wild ideas and changes from Jones's garage and a microphone to a studio, I'd be interested to know how you experienced the journey. What were your favorite memories throughout the years? What ideas did you have that didn't come to fruition? What would you like to see the future of Easy Allies be? Or how would you like to see the future of Easy Allies? Love and respect, WTF Mastermind. Yeah, that first, going back and looking at that first podcast with like 4 folding chairs and a Yeti mic.
Yeah.
It was just like, whoa.
I think about like the first episode of Frame Trap, like in Ben's apartment with like a
I
Chie
remember that.
thing and like
wall
shitty mic, yeah.
I need to drive up there.
Yeah,
Good
that
lord.
was fun.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like
god.
bringing all those lights and everything and then trying to light in there and it was just like white walls. It was like
Yeah.
impossible to do it.
Nightmare.
I mean, my favorite memories of EZA are always E3 stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
everyone
gosh.
like going to the floor and stuff. Like when we went to play Breath of the Wild, that was
E3
super
is
fun.
insane,
I was with
yeah.
Kyle and you just bolted, and we lost you. That
Yeah, doing
was awesome.
E3s with Huber.
Yeah,
roughly
E3 is
one
so
of my
fun.
Favorite.
I'm
Yeah.
so tired, but it's so good.
fun.
Well, yeah,
Come on,
well, then
Chuck
just
Liver.
everyone coming.
Yeah, well, obviously our carpet reviews. I guess all at E3, right? Just
Yeah.
being on the floor and doing the live shows.
Well, and it's, yeah, everyone coming back at the end of the day and just like gushing
All
about
these
the things
games,
they got
yeah.
to see,
Yeah.
Everyone got to play.
telling us Yakuza stories.
Whew.
I love, yeah. I mean, and all the like event stuff, Easy X, Easy Living, like
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of work and it's tiring, but it's a lot of fun.
The freaking
There aren't very many
crazy
bad
concerts
parts
we did,
of
man.
this job.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the live shows we used to do, like
Mhm.
good god.
Puke.
Sometimes I listen to that and
Oh,
it's
really?
so
That's
much
funny.
fun, dude. It's on my SoundCloud. Ah.
And then, yeah, I mean, more recently, like Mysterious Monsters was a blast.
Mhm.
Oh,
man, yeah,
love
Mysterious
Mysterious Monsters.
Monsters is
So much work, but it's always worth it. Whenever I'm editing it, like I sit down to edit it, and I'm always just like, hey. And then like halfway through, I'm like, okay, yeah, this show's great. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, there aren't too many bad parts to the job. We're really lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the nutrition raps, dude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, having everyone write songs about me was pretty cool.
Oh, I remember.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Ending that betting special.
Oh, the betting specials are so.
Oh my god, yeah, betting specials were fun. Shooting those like promos
Yeah.
was good.
Tim M, what are your most and least favorite character tropes? Huh.
Character tropes.
Like tsundere?
I don't know about character tropes.
Yeah, this has never been a thing I've
Yeah, I guess I never
gotten
really...
into so much.
One of my least favorite tropes on like media though is friends breaking up, then getting back together at the end.
Yeah.
I hate that. It's
The
like
thing-
everything.
The thing I hate is the like, the will they won't they, but like it's clear from like When Harry Met Sally is
Mhm.
such an irritating movie to me
Mm.
because the whole movie I'm like, I know where this just kiss. I know where this is headed. Like,
Mhm.
come on.
Just come on.
Get on with it. Like, I don't care. I don't care. That's irritating. Like, when something's too telegraphed.
Yeah.
Whereas I recently saw a thing, I won't say what it was because it'll spoil it, but like, where it doesn't play out as a romance, so then when that happens, you're just like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Brad hates friends.
That's true.
Oh my god, that's the worst trope of all time. When a problem could be solved by two people
Literally
just talking to
talking?
each other.
Oh, yeah.
Or telling the truth
Yeah.
one time. Like, the entire premise of Meet the Parents is trash. Just talk to each other and tell the truth one time. Also, old movies where they don't have cell phones is so funny. Like every plot line of Seinfeld would have been solved by a cell phone.
Yeah, people just not saying the thing.
Yeah.
It definitely gets under my nerves.
Because we need the story to happen. So it's like, ugh.
And then, the other one, because you were talking about romances. Yeah, the other one to me is just like people that were like that fall in love or like have this weird like fling or whatever that like don't need to, and it's like, are you like that insecure to just have people that are friends? Like, is it okay? You can have deep friendships, and that can be meaningful without like people being romantic at all, and it just feels like it's just so foreign to so many plot lines. It's like, oh, they really like each other. It's like, yeah, because they've been friends forever.
Right.
It doesn't have to go somewhere else to be like a next level or something.
Favorite tropes? Oh, that's harder. I mean, just good writing. But I mean, like Breaking Bad, right, is the perfect example of the opposite of that kind of stuff, where it's like, or like a good horror movie. Like real horror movies are scary when like the characters make the decisions that you would have made, and then they still get screwed over. And then it's just like, oh well, shoot. Like, what do you do? It's like they said the right thing, they did the right thing, and they're still screwed. Like that's scarier. That's better writing. Like Breaking Bad, they say the stuff, they do the stuff, and then it still goes to hell. And it's just like, yeah, all right, that's good stuff. Yeah, quality is my favorite trope, I guess. Tournament hearts.
Rare trope. Rare trope.
Yeah, rare. Shockingly rare.
Yeah, the favorites
thing,
is harder. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that is a good trope when people are just like really good friends.
Yeah, I was trying to remember that too. What was that you were saying the other day his favorite trope was, remember, during the stream?
Oh, poetic justice!
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Poetic
Yeah, he just said poetic justice, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
He was like, best narrative tropes! Poetic justice. No, it's the top 10 narrative tropes. I also love an unreliable narrator. Yeah.
I love an
Convincing warring factions to come together to save Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, great one.
That's a good one.
Pretty much everything that happens in Avatar: The Last Airbender, they do really well. Cool.
Yeah, people being reasonable. There's a great trope for you. I love that.
That's probably the best trope. Reasonable,
Because
thoughtful.
real life, it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, following instructions and being reasonable. Great stuff. Next up, good on that one?
Yeah.
Next up from Ben. Hey, allies. The 30th is my B-Day.
Nice.
That's tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
And getting birthday wishes from all of you would mean a lot.
Happy
Can you
birthday.
share memories of your best birthday celebrations? In case it's personal, maybe tell me the best birthday you have attended. I want to thank you for being there in some of the most difficult times in my life during the last 6 years. Every single one of you have helped me in ways that I cannot begin to list because 200 words wouldn't be enough just to thank you. Also, sorry to double down, but can we use the P.O. box to send fan mail or not yet? Much love and respect, Ben from Scotland. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's open. You can send stuff.
Sooner or later you'll have to change it to like Blood's name or my name, but
Yeah.
whatever. We have to go and do that. But happy birthday, Ben.
Yeah, I
Happy
have to-
birthday.
I have to figure out where the
Sick.
post office is. But
Yeah, we don't know where the post.
We don't know where the
We
P.O.
don't
box
know
is.
where it is.
We don't know where it
We gotta find it. It's like an Elden Ring quest.
Necessarily.
We don't look up the internet.
Yeah,
how to
we're not
get
looking.
there.
We're not
Use the
talking to
Jones
anyone.
gloves for sure.
We're not
You
going
can
to
use
talk
the
to
gloves,
Jones,
sure.
I know.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I don't remember a whole lot of my birthdays, but I mean the one that I can't forget is skydiving.
Oh,
Damn, that's sick, dude.
That sounds epic.
That I feel like I've told it before, but yeah, my brother was really into skydiving when I was a teenager, and he drugged me out to the drop zone like every weekend for like, years, and so so through that I would just basically just be there on the ground watching and waiting for him to do his jumps, and then when I turned 18, then he paid for me to jump,
Terrifying.
which is also my first time in a plane.
What?
Yeah.
First time in a plane, you jump out of it.
I've learned
Damn,
this.
blood.
I've
Holy
learned
This
this
plane
information
sucks.
like
I'm
8
outta
times. Every
Wow.
time I remember that, it blows my mind every time.
That is crazy, blood.
That's hardcore. How did you not fly until you were 18?
I mean, that was just the world. Like, you didn't need to go anywhere growing up.
Back in the 30s.
Back in the 1930s. We flew, I don't know.
Yeah, we just,
different background.
if we ever went up to visit family, we just drove. I don't know.
Just the way it was.
That's
Road trip.
wild, man. That is wild. I've told this story too, but I'll tell a fast version. My friends on one of my birthdays were like, hey, we're going to meet up at Sweet Mandy B's, which is like a cake shop in Chicago. This is when I was in Chicago. And they're like, but meet us at our house first and bring your milk pills, obviously. And I was like getting all irritated because I was like, your house is past Sweet Mandy B's. And it was like, Chicago. I had to walk. I'm like, that's a mile and a half. You know, and they were like, just meet us here. Just meet us here. Bring your milk pills. And I kept being like, what? No, just meet me at Sweet Mandy B's. And they're like, we can't. Meet us here first. And it turns out they were throwing a surprise party.
Oh, that's
They had an
nice.
ice cream cake for me, and that's why they wanted me to bring the milk pills.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, I did live near all those theme
That's
parks.
a good
That's
point.
true.
I was gonna say, Blood didn't
True.
need to drive in Florida. He had everything there.
Everything
Yeah,
there.
we had the beach,
Yeah.
Beach,
Arcades, beach,
Disney World,
theme
Universal.
Disney World, Busch Gardens.
Every-
I guess most of the times we flew as
Water
kids would be
parks.
flying to Disney World.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like every year.
Disney World.
Birthdays, yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, I can't think of like a specific. I remember some of them. I remember. I kind of remember my 21st. I kind of. I remember going there. That was rough, but 21. That's what happens a lot.
Yeah, it's funny because you mentioned that. I don't remember everything about that, but I do remember turning 21, going into a store to buy first like beer legally. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Like I can actually do it, and I don't have to worry about this. And then immediately getting in the car and about to crack it open, and then it hit me like, oh wait, dumbass, you can't drink in the car, you dumbass. I was like,
I didn't start drinking until
I was so
after
excited I didn't
21.
realize. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta drive again. Like,
Yeah.
damn it. I was like,
Yeah, I can't do that.
even when I can, it's like I'm restricted. No. Things I remember about birthdays were going to like for food. Like I get to pick where I go to dinner with the
yeah.
family. So I used to like baby back ribs as a kid, but it was like that was only I'd get it
From
for my
Chili's?
birthday. No, from a place called Tony Roma's.
Oh, okay.
And it was like the only time I could have it because they're so expensive. So it's like on birthday, and I get to get baby back ribs. And it was like so good. And then for other person's birthday, as a kid, someone had a pool party where every kid there got to get a super soaker gun.
Nice.
So we all had like super soaker
so
guns.
rad.
to keep?
Well, just to play with
okay,
there.
okay.
But
Expensive.
the catch was the kid who got it got like the super expensive like
Oh, yeah,
automated
yeah,
powered
yeah.
one. It was just like blasted us to bits.
That's
It was like,
awesome.
so we were fodder for them. It was like, okay, here are these cool super soaker guns. We're all excited and like they come out like brrr. I'm like, oh,
Awesome.
My friend had a
super-
birthday party like that, a pool party with like, everyone got super soakers.
Oh, man.
And like those water grenade balloons and everything.
Jason Wishnov, whom some of you might know from our chess tournaments, or co-creator of Mysterious Monsters with me, but he has themed birthday parties
Oh damn.
that are always really fun. One of them, which in hindsight was a mistake because it kind of opened the door for us to tease him forever, was he had a roast. And then,
what a maniac.
of himself. And so like I did one, and like a bunch of other friends did them, and like that was a lot of fun. And then the next year it was PowerPoint presentations.
Oh, it's just homework.
About whatever you wanted. That's actually the progenitor of the... I made it into an easy update later, but it's the 3-minute thing of just like 350 like random images and me screaming, "Do you see it?" That was my presentation. And then this year it was Taskmaster themed, which evolved into... We had a shoot the week before his birthday party, and then I had to edit down segments. Basically, I made him a TV show for his birthday party,
Damn.
and then at the party, we showed the tasks. It was very... Taskmaster, the UK show. You were at the party?
Whoa.
Who are you?
Dude, his birthday sounded tense.
That's so cool.
They're fucking great. Yeah. Anyway, those are fun.
Nice.
You introduced me to Jason. Who are you? I met Jason at, I think, the... was it Gung Ho? It was like there was like a gaming thing.
I remember.
Yeah, me and Elise were doing an interview there, and then we met Jason there, I think, and then I saw him again at PAX or E3 or something.
Oh, funny. They
Gung
were at
Ho,
Gung
yeah.
Ho.
Shit! Alright!
Was this the
Hi.
thing we had to bring all our stuff to?
Oh my god, I think I was there for that.
I don't think anybody but me and Elise were
I was
on
at some
holiday.
indie thing with you and Elise.
You did something.
I remember,
There's one
we had
year
to
I
bring
had to
stuff.
like
We
go
might
to
have been
LA
a couple
Library
years
to
that we
like
did
set
that.
up
Oh,
a
that was
stream.
That was... Oh, maybe?
Yeah, I think I was
We
there
set
for
up
that.
we
I had to.
stream.
I wasn't on anything. I just did. I helped run the stream
Yeah.
with them. That was it.
That might have been it.
Whoa.
My goodness.
A long time ago.
Freaking me out.
Happy birthday, Bad.
Happy birthday, dude.
I want to visit Scotland. I was planning to
Wow.
right before COVID hit, and then we never went. Time does fly.
DK Destroyer is the least confirmed.
You were at... Which party were you
Destroyer
at?
least confirmed.
All of them.
Anyway.
Their time.
Oh, you were at the roast one? Whatever.
The one with the friend tree board of how he met everyone.
That doesn't narrow it down.
Oh, funny.
My friends are all nerds who love organization. Alright, The Dark Knight. What is one game in your backlog that you are planning to play this year? For
Ooh.
me, it's Yakuza 6 and wrapping up the saga, that saga of the franchise.
I really want to play Knights of the Old Republic,
Oh yeah.
I've never played that.
Never played that either.
and I also want to play Lost Odyssey, which I've also
oh,
never
nice.
played.
Yeah.
Those are two high on my list.
Oh.
Well, I just started Batman Arkham Knight finally.
There you
yesterday,
go,
so
Blood.
Sick.
That's a good
You're
one.
caught up.
That game looks good. Still, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
impressive how game.
How old that game is,
old
yeah.
looks that good.
Richard Flowers, play that Dark Souls, baby. Man, I forget every video game that exists when I'm not just looking through video games to play, but...
Yeah. I forget everything as soon as they ask me.
Hopefully at some point this year, Gears of War.
Which
Oh
one?
yeah.
One?
Any
You
one of
never
them?
played one?
Any of them?
You never played a Gears of War game?
Not to.
I was like shocked you and Hubert didn't stream 5 for
We
Mike
have
and Mike.
We
I
have
played-
it on the plan.
1 through Judgment.
Yep.
But yeah, I haven't played 4 or 5.
Some of my favorite games ever I've never actually beaten, and I always want to beat them, like the Blade Runner game or Final Fantasy Tactics. I've gotten like most of the way through and then never actually finished it. That kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yo, Disco Elysium was so
I
good.
started Steel Assault last year, and I never got to. All kinds of other stuff was going on at the time, so that one's definitely one I want to circle back to and finish. Go through.
Some goodies. Alright. Taff. Gaboo-boo. Hey allies, I don't comment too much on stuff, but that will soon change with the inclusion of the Discord for Patreon users. When is this? When we get a community manager, hopefully soon. So hopefully this name becomes familiar with you all. I do have a question, but firstly wanted to take the opportunity to wish Brandon and his family the best in their future endeavors going forward. With that, the new direction the allies are taking with Blood and Isla is in the hot seat are looking fresh and exciting. I personally can't wait to enjoy watching the growth that will eventually come. Now to my question. Do the allies have an individual story that sums up what made them get into games specifically? What was your Eureka moment? As always, love and respect. Does that mean gaming or the games industry?
Yeah.
I guess
I think of industry. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, you
Gaming
just played games,
play games
right?
as a kid, yeah. I know mine. I have been playing video games my entire life, but when I moved, okay, well I went to film school, yeah, was doing jobs in Chicago, and then my friend Joe, who I've been friends with since we were like 4, was like, I'm not happy, I'm moving back to Minneapolis, and I literally was just like, okay, I guess I'll go to LA. Because I was like tired of the freelance scene in Chicago, and I was like working in a movie theater and like freelancing, but it was a pain and it was all like not fun. Got out here, my first job was terrible, and so then through Matt Robb, who I think worked at Smosh and maybe some other stuff, he said Game Trailers is looking for editors for E3, and I was like, what's Game Trailers and what's E3? Because I don't pay attention to things. I just play games, you know? And so then I went and, like, put in for the freelance editor job, got it, did that week, said to Bobby, hey, let me know if you have anything else. Oh, I also quit my job right before E3 because
Nice.
I hated it, and I was just like, lol. I literally said to the owner of the company in an email, lol, because he was being the guy's an asshole. But then Bobby pulled me back in like 2 weeks later, and then I was just like, Bobby, I'm just going to keep coming in.
Bobby, coming in.
And the rest is history.
It is.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm like, I don't know. There's exactly a Eureka moment. I guess there is, but it's so weird to try to like think of like the build up to like get to that moment without the steps that led to it. Because it's like, okay, well, first of all, there was the newspaper thing, which I've been reading Nintendo Power. I was reading just anything constantly, like just always in libraries and stuff growing up, right? And then writing stuff as well. And then I just, was going through the newspaper and I was reading about, this concert that I had been interested in. And it's like, oh, it's weird that they wrote about this concert. That's cool. And then I like noticed that like, oh, this is like a student section and they just had a phone number to call. And so I called it and was like, hey, I'd like to do this. And so I went in and started doing the newspaper thing and just like writing about games is just like one of the things that I did. In addition to like other articles about weird pets and school resource officers and everything else. But then I, with the internet and stuff, a few years later, I started getting involved with forums and moderating and stuff on a website, and then guys at the website were like, hey, and then there's the Planet GameCube Nintendo World Report. They're like, your stuff's pretty good, and like, basically, do you want to come to E3? and got in. I think they had me like just like updating a codes database originally. And like, if you want to try to write a review sometime, and I was like, totally like, I don't know if I'd be any good at it, but I'll give it a shot. And like, wrote a review for Pikmin, like, even though we'd already had a review for Pikmin, but it was just, we were just open to that kind of thing. There was like, multiple people could do reviews.
Oh, funny.
And then like, very quickly started, found myself working my way through the ranks there, and working lots of hours without getting paid anything. Total volunteer site. And was doing that for a few years, and then was also like helping friends on short films and stuff at church. Essentially, is just like a way to like do something with my wife, because my wife had like a TV production background and stuff, and it's like, we should do some of this stuff, like, and we were involved in like a film group and all that kind of thing. And so like, I'm holding microphones and I'm like learning script supervising, that kind of thing.
I didn't know that.
Cool.
And then one of the people, like in our group, she was a producer for G4, and she's like emailed me one day and she's like, hey, do you want a job? And there we go. And I interviewed with Jeremy Hoffman at G4 and did that for a couple of months, and then wasn't exactly sure what to do for a while, and then Game Trailers posted a job thing on Craigslist, and there we go.
Love it. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the Eureka moment was, when that producer friend of mine was just asked me for like a real job. So, and what was funny is just the timing was so perfect, because I think she had like a going away party like the week or so that I had started.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Guys?
Sure, yeah, I could share mine. I told this before, but...
Sorry for my long and complicated stories.
I was
Me too.
a hairstylist for a few
Mine.
years before, and it was around like E3 or something. Stuff was like happening, things were getting announced, and I was in like our break room with a bunch of like the other girls and the couple of guys that worked there. And I was like, oh, video game stuff, and they were just like, eh. They just like didn't really care about games. I was like, damn, dude, this is so sick. And I was like, man, I gotta just work in games. What am I doing here? And that's the moment I knew. I'm like, I gotta get out of here, get in games.
Love it. An actual Eureka moment.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's great.
Rare.
Damiani yawning. You got any? How'd you get into this mess?
I wanted to get paid for doing exactly like Blood. It was like wasn't getting paid, but also I was the one like running the stuff too. But I was like, it doesn't matter who you are, you just don't get paid to do that stuff. Essentially, it was working a job, and then that was like a second job, and like had like no time for anything else. But I loved it. But I was like, man, I don't make any money. Like I should, and I really like doing this other thing, and I don't really like my other job. So it's like, maybe I should go look and see if there are jobs. I mean, I knew there were, but it's like maybe there's more than just like I always wanted to be like, I wanted to work at Nintendo Power or like IGN, and like they're like the two hardest things back in the day to get into. Period. Like they probably got like hundreds of to thousands of applications, so like you had like zero chance of that. So I was like, does anyone else do game stuff? And like just straight up went to every like job posting site and just typed in video games and like had to sort through like programming stuff because it's like I have no programming background. I'm not going to be able to do that. And I was like, and then you type editing. It's like, okay, now it's video editing. I'm like, no, not that either. Like, where's this? And eventually, a few different ones, like, you know, like Game Informer Comp, but wasn't local. I'm like, well, they're not here. They're not like in California. And then, like, out of blue, I'm like, MTV, video games, like, what? I was like, they don't do video game stuff. What is this crap? And I was like, looked it up and said game trailer. I was like, oh, I know that site. They post all the trailers, but, like, they don't write anything. I was like, I was so confused. I was like, all right.
It's funny because it's sort of similar to me. You know, like, people at G4 were telling me about game trailers, but I had never been to GameTrailers.com.
Yeah.
At all.
Oh.
Didn't know that they did... You know, I thought it was like a trailer house. I thought they just like they got gameplay footage and they cut trailers. Like
that's exactly what I thought. I mean, I'd gone to them before because they had like the biggest thing they had started at that point was HD trailers. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm gonna go check out all the E3 trailers because I was following E3 and stuff like that. And they were a good place to get the trailers because YouTube sucked at it back then because they were in their infancy and didn't have any of that crap. Yeah. So they were the place to go to watch all like the newest game trailers. But
YouTube didn't even have an HD.
Huh?
YouTube didn't even have HD.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah. Game trailers was ahead of
like HD was like 720 too.
Wow.
Like a big thing. Also, like, it was like watch like Mega 64, like the Screw Attack stuff, and like they always. I thought they just like host other people's content too. So I'm like, all right, that's like that in the later years, the time leading up to I applied, and it said like game trailers. I'm like, all right, cool, and then like. From there, got like, didn't know if I'd ever like get invited to an interview or something like that, and you were there for Red Blood one, like the
Spiderwick Chronicles.
Yep, came in for that, and they did all that stuff, and like.
Or you had to like review a shitty game.
Yeah,
right? We had half an hour.
Yeah,
I don't know if they had a different time frame.
I think
we had half an hour. They put an unreleased game in front of us.
Yeah,
so we had to like
ahead.
play and write in that amount of time.
But it was always a bad game, right?
I don't think it was a bad game.
I don't think it necessarily was. I think that just made it easier for them to see if we had something critical to say.
It was. I think it was meant to be something you couldn't, most likely, would not know about ahead of time, so you couldn't come in with pre-formed thoughts. So they wanted to see how you would do on the fly.
Yeah.
And it was
I had
like part of their
the
test.
Def Jam Fight for New York or something like that.
Do you remember like what you wrote? Like, did you write just like quick, like bad this, good this, or did you write?
I don't remember specifically what I wrote. I just remember that I had already been writing reviews, and I just went with my thing. The difference was I told they were like, just don't even bother with the opening because we don't care about like the setup. Like, just start writing like a critical review. So I'm like, all right, well, let me jump into like I remember talking about the structure. And like the mechanics and like how the game looked, I got about that much into it.
Spiderwick Chronicles?
Spiderwick. I was like, oh yeah, there's some interesting like things here, and like the mechanics kind of basic, and I was like, well, it seems I didn't get to play even that much either, so it was like, I mean, I realized what the test was, but I was also like, just write what like I would normally write, and then the sit down with like, the interview with. I think only the person I spoke with at that point was like Shane. Yeah. He just like went over my background and stuff, and it was just like, oh yeah, like you do this stuff. But I swear, because he told me like, oh yeah, we have interviewing other candidates. But the thing is, I didn't have paid professional experience in it, so I thought, oh yeah, like they're interested in stuff, but there are clearly people who've probably been like writing at low level that are probably going to get like picked over me because I didn't hear for like 2 months one way or the other, and I'm like, all right, they just passed over me and stuff, and I was like, all right, back to just doing my usual thing. I was actually starting to prepare for, like, I think E3 and stuff. I was like, well, I'm going to have to go cover E3 again on my own and stuff. And, like, came out of nowhere. I was like, oh, yeah, we'd like to hire you. I was like, oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dope.
And that was it.
Sick.
Dawn, did you have one?
I think I also got hired for E3 one year for game trailers. So that was like at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
And that was just so excellent.
It was
Like I
fun.
enjoyed the work so much, even though, because I'd been working a lot of production type stuff before that, editing and stuff, but it was film stuff, and it was a different kind of feeling. You're working 17-hour days, you're exhausted after production, but with the game trailers, with being E3 and all
Got my
that,
fingers passing out.
it was just, yeah, it felt so good.
Yeah.
And then
I
by
had
the,
like 30 editors. Yeah.
Yeah.
by the end of the summer, then going to Comic-Con, and the same thing, just insanity, like long hours, but like when
On
you could work
site,
like
too.
20 hours on site somewhere else, 20 hours a day, round the clock, this and that, and you feel like unbelievably excellent, you know what I mean? You're
Dang.
exhausted.
Yeah.
It was like in those moments, that first summer, those first few months, I was just like, I want to be involved in this kind of stuff forever if I can,
Hell yeah.
as opposed to, you know, just like whatever, filmmaking type stuff. But,
Thanks, Dark Cody.
and it kind of encompasses everything, really. But yeah, it was that first summer, just immediately, it was kind of big moment.
The Viacom game trailers energy, yeah, it was
Have any of you ever
intense.
like applied to anything else before like you got in? To I mean, I guess you guys just kind
I
of
mean,
wound up because of.
For game
I've been
editing, I was
freelancing
doing
for
lots of
years.
video editing, yeah, but
Yeah,
it wasn't
but I
for like
mean,
game
nothing for
related
game-related.
content.
I
I
don't
tried, I think I applied to Blizzard for QA or something.
Yeah, I've looked at something at Blizzard too. I
Yeah.
don't remember what
So
the
many
heck it was.
I don't know if I told you this. Did the like apply to QA
Yeah.
thing like when I
Yeah.
first moved out here. I actually got one call back from Konami,
Oh.
but they were still in NorCal.
Oh.
And
Oh.
like they called me back, and the recruiter dude or whatever, was like on the phone going over some basic stuff about my background. He goes, "Oh, it says here you live blah blah," and like that's SoCal. I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I don't know where we need to talk any further." Then I'm like,
Ah,
"It's like then why'd you call me?" I was
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
for where? Konami?
because they were in NorCal, and he was like, "Oh, this was a local only position." I'm like, "Well, I can move." He goes, like said that, and I was also like, "Well, then why did you call me if you
Right,
were
right.
what?" So someone
your
must have like
resume
not
right then.
Mhm.
flagged the address correctly. They liked everything else, just not the address.
It was for QA at Konami?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I also did a QA
I know.
at,
I was like,
at
yeah.
Activision.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I applied to, but I guess they're looking for someone to like be very like technical and like PC QA because they pretty much like they called me up and they were pretty much like, "Can you rebuild a computer?" And I'm like, "No, I have no idea," because I was totally just a console
I
at that
could.
point.
Mhm.
Like I had no idea about PC parts. And that was just it. It was like that was the end. Like that wasn't even an interview. It was just like one question. It's like, all right, thanks, goodbye.
Yeah, I did IT at a hospital, and then after film school, I was editing for like financial stuff,
Whoa.
and like boring shit, and writing feature films, and like making web series and stuff on my own time. But yeah, freelancing mostly got tiresome, so I moved to LA. Worked for This Week In, and it sucked ass, and then I moved to Game Trailers. Robert Lee. At what point does technical performance hinder your enjoyment of a game? Playing through Elden Ring on PC, I'm only 20 hours in and was starting to enjoy it, but starting to notice the stutter getting worse in some areas.
Oh.
It's really taking me out of the experience. Even seems to have input lag, which hinders the combat. I had to stop playing because it made me a little depressed, so I played DMC4 just to experience a smooth running game. Performance-wise, it's a night and day difference, and controls are more immediate. There are so many PC games I stopped playing because of stutter. I'm probably way more sensitive than most when it comes to this stuff. Love and respect, Robert Lee.
I mean, I guess if it just like interferes with my enjoyment of the game so much. Like, I had some frame problems in Elden Ring, but I didn't have many as problems as a lot of people are having with
Right.
that game.
Yeah.
Like, I never had anything in combat.
Something is stuttering.
I
yeah.
never had like skips or anything like that like people had in combat. I just mine was mostly just like going between zones and stuff like that. But I don't know, like Breath of the Wild, when like the state you reviewed it in would have annoyed me, especially at the Master Sword. That would have really annoyed me big time.
Yeah, that part was just like 15 frames, maybe.
Yeah.
10 frames it would dip to, and it's
Yeah.
just like supposed to be this big part,
Yeah.
and like game just like straight up freezing for like
Yeah, if
10
the
plus
game's,
seconds
like,
at
doing
points on like
that-
an enemy. Like you'd hit an enemy, it's like, whoa, did my game crash? Okay. Ah, there
Yeah,
it goes.
that
It's
kind of
resuming
stuff,
again.
yeah.
I'm like, why? Why are you
Like
doing
the game
this?
crashing and like
was
stuff
like,
like that, stuff
ooh.
breaking.
The yeah, I never finished that expansion for Maneater last year. There was a Maneater Truth Quest
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
because I got to like I think was essentially the last boss, and it just kept crashing. And it's like you'd have to do like this whole tedious setup, this like long health bar, and then crash and like
Ooh.
and it, over and over again. I was like, okay, well, I've seen this. I've got enough Maneater in my life. I'm done.
Definitely.
Yeah, bad online like net code. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't come out in a lot of like final products, but I always dread when you play stuff in a beta. Specifically, like the very earliest access of like New World. The first server drop in there, swinging across the water to get to the island. I was like, "What is going on?" Like, character looks like it's going backwards. I'd swim for 5 seconds, revert back 5. I'm like, "Stop!" I was like anything to that level, just like it makes you sick too.
Yeah.
Like I'm out. Like cannot even deal with that.
Yeah, somebody's bringing up Cyberpunk, and I definitely had a fair
Oh,
share of
Cyberpunk.
Oh,
was
yeah.
ridiculous.
Cyberpunk crashes and like hilarious things like calling the car over and then just like spinning in a circle at the corner and just destroying everything like it's a tornado.
Yeah, that actually.
But I think the difference I had with like Cyberpunk issues is they're usually things I could sort of move past, whereas like Maneater is like I am trying to get through a boss fight and I just can't. You
Yeah.
know? And so yeah, so there was like no more progress being made other than like doing this fight over and over again. So yeah, that's why I got sick of it.
Yeah, if a game crashes and I like lose progress like that, unless I'm like really loving it, I'll never play it again most of the time.
I
Like-
agree. I think losing progress is the deal breaker. Cause even if it's a recurring sort of technical buggy stuff,
Yeah.
some of that can be.
Like I was
whatever.
playing Wolf of Among Us on PS3, and it was not running well, but I was still playing it, right? And then I got to like a chapter, and then it just hard crashed, and I loaded my game and realized I'd lost like half an hour, and I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that a lot.
Just didn't ever play it
It
again.
happened to me with God of War Ascension. The camera like got stuck somewhere, and I couldn't go beyond it, or like
Oh,
I didn't know where I
boy.
was, and I
Terrible.
reloaded it, like load save, and it was just still stuck there forever. And I was like, well, I guess this will be the only God of War game I've never beaten.
I actually did.
Oh, DK, yeah,
I actually
for sure.
did keep going on it, but Fallout 3 had a weird glitch to where like the right analog stick stopped respawning,
Oh,
so I couldn't
Yikes.
turn. I couldn't
Woof.
look around.
just like,
And,
which
and
version
similar to
did you
Brad,
play?
like I would load like save files before, and it was still stuck.
Yeah.
And so I lost like 3 or 4 hours of progress
that
just to
sounds
get back to
terrible.
a state where I could, move the stick again.
Brian from Happy Gaming. Hello, allies. It's time for the final EZA dating game. Initially, I planned to have the
Thank
next
goodness.
several months be a tournament-style one-on-one between previous winners until a single character was decided for another season. Sounds like because the Q&A is being retired, though, it's going to be more like a battle royale. Below are the past winners of the EZA dating game. You get to choose one who will be the final winner and will be forever be remembered for having the honor of dating EZA collectively. We axed Toad in a wedding dress last month, so they will not be returning.
See you, Toad.
So allies, for the final match, who will EZA collectively date? Makoto from Persona 5, Vamp from Metal Gear Solid, Sephiroth,
Ooh.
Aqua from Kingdom Hearts,
Ooh.
Irovith?
Yorvith.
Yorvith from
Yorvith.
Witcher, Mighty the Armadillo from Sonic, Chun-Li from Street Fighter, the Alpha variant,
Whoa.
or Midna from Zelda.
Midna's pretty good.
Midna,
Midna's
Chun-Li,
pretty
or
good.
Aqua would be my takes, but
Midna Makoto. But Midna's pretty good.
is Makoto the hacker?
No, she has the bike.
I don't know. I don't think I got to Makoto. Oh wait, the detective girl? Lady?
No, that's the wrong game. That's 4.
Oh, okay. I played like the first half of both 4 and 5, and then was like, eh.
Yeah, we know.
Just younger sister of.
Would Vamp not be a good date?
Vamp? Maybe.
Vamp's got a long tongue.
Oh.
Depends on what form of Midna. We're not talking about like the cursed form of Midna. We're talking about the real Midna.
The human form at the end.
That's pretty good.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah, Makoto's got her
Or the
stuff
little
together.
tiny one too. Whatever. Chun-Li though, come on.
Chun-Li's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Chun-Li's pretty good.
Chun-Li's pretty
Look,
good.
I'd marry
Yeah.
her just
Chun-Li's
like,
sick.
Chun-Li's excellent.
Yeah, let's just
got-
do Chun-Li.
Okay.
powerful thighs. And she seems nice. Chun-Li then?
Yep.
Okay. Time to leave.
Yeah.
Chun-Li!
Alright, I guess Chun-Li. Is she a cop?
No,
Yeah.
Sephiroth.
Like literally a cop?
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah, that's not big, but.
Alright, let's do Sephiroth then.
All right, sick.
What?
Yeah!
Sephiroth would just kill you.
Poetic justice.
Sephiroth would be a
Yeah.
horrible boy.
Yeah, but he's got that sense of danger.
Yeah.
Just imagine Sephiroth like walking through the door and then like getting stuck or something because like his sword gets caught on something. 'Cause it's just
Also,
so
leave
ridiculous.
Leave it at the door.
Every time he shows up, One Winged Angel plays.
That makes it better.
Sephiroth! Like literally every time you. Jesse Blue, congratulations on a very successful EZX. Last week was very entertaining, and I still have several VODs to finish. On to my question. Oh, thank you. In lieu of Jones leaving, and that this will be the last Q&A, will you please talk about something that about Jones you remember fondly? Asked and answered, but yes, thank you. Thank you, love and respect, hugs and smiles, Jesse. In the event someone else asked this question, haha, please substitute this question. I didn't read these beforehand. Can you say something nice your significant other did during EZX? Thank you. Yeah, just being generally tolerant of my constantly working.
Maybe food. That was pretty sick. Pasta.
Love it. Love good pasta.
Yeah, mine ordered Thai food for us, so I was waiting for me when I got there.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia started doing this thing where she comes after me while doing an impression of that guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. So she'll just go,
Which guy?
she'll just go, Poppet, Poppet. The one who always calls her Poppet.
Oh.
Geary and
Yeah. So she started doing that during EZX,
Polly.
where she like chases me and goes, Poppet.
Oh.
Maybe a little too personal. I like it. I think
Yeah.
it's cute. Yeah, the baked goods were very good. Yeah, I don't know. Just shout out to them all in general. They're great.
Yeah. Don nodded.
Don nodded. Corey Jackson, live action shows are the rage now. And if there was a new EarthBound show... Oh, live action adaptation. Okay. I was like, live action shows have been the rage since the beginning
Yeah, I
of
was
television.
forever?
And if there was a new EarthBound show made completely live action, any cast picks in mind?
I've never played EarthBound, so I don't
Why
know
would
about
they
it.
make it live? That would be so weird.
I've only played a couple of minutes of EarthBound.
Elijah Wood is Ness.
Elijah Wood!
I guess you could do it Dirk Gently style, sorta? I don't know. That'd be a weird... But then, and it's funny you said Elijah Wood because, yeah, he was in Dirk Gently.
What about just like Adam Sandler's whole gang of comedians?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That whole,
good call. Good
the
call.
grown-ups crew.
I would kind
David
of...
Spade.
Yeah,
Good call.
Rob Schneider.
Schneider.
I would love if they, for
No.
some reason, got the EarthBound license. It just made, like, the
EarthBound.
worst thing ever.
Ever.
It's like 3 movies straight to Netflix, all in Hawaii, and they're all just drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Now I kind of want
Free
that.
vacation.
Danky Kang. Bonjour, allies. This coming weekend I will be house sitting for a friend, and so I thought I would make use of this time to work on my back catalog of DS games, and so I'm hoping you all could help me narrow down the selection, based purely on which game you enjoyed the most. The choices are Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks, Dragon Quest IV Chapters of the Chosen, Final Fantasy IV Heroes of Light, Final Fantasy XI at 12, Revenant Wings.
That's Final Fantasy 12, yeah.
Yeah. Love and respect to all you fine souls, but especially to one Brandon Jones, who along with magazines like GamePro and EGM has helped foster my love for video games and as an art form since I was a young lad back in the early GT days. I wish all the best for him and his family, and want to thank him so much for his many years of service. Thank you. Okay, so Spirit Tracks, Dragon Quest IV, Final Fantasy IV, or Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings.
Well, it's 4 Heroes of Light, you said, for Final Fantasy, right?
That's not Final Fantasy
4
IV.
Heroes of Light.
Yeah, that's a different game.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, is
that's
it
different.
Final Fantasy 4 Heroes
yeah,
of Light?
Yeah.
Okay, that
yeah.
explains the
That's the
Yeah.
Bravely Default team.
Yeah, that was a
Because
early
then
one.
Final Fantasy
I never played
colon
that.
12 Revenant
Was that
Wings.
good?
12-2 Revenant Wings, or 12 Revenant Wings, whatever it was called.
I never played that either.
It was not bad, but I think Dragon Quest. is
Dragon Quest
probably
4?
Dragon Quest
Probably.
Yeah,
Amazing.
probably.
I like Spirit Tracks too, but probably Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
But Dragon Quest is
Yeah.
gonna be long, so settle in.
It's not that long.
4?
4's not that long.
How long is that long? Dragon Quest games are always long.
I would guess that 4 is probably like 25 to 30 hours.
Alright. Then when did it start getting, like, was it 7 that got nuts? 7's like 90 hours.
I haven't played 5 or 6 either, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't think 4 is crazy
Okay,
long.
okay. Fair enough. 4? Yeah, do Dragon Quest 4. Can't go
Dragon
wrong with
Quest
Dragon Quest.
4.
But it's a very cool game, just like structurally so different than so many other games because, like the first third of it, you go through different chapters.
Spoilers.
And you are introduced. It's not as spoilers, but
Yeah, what
you're
do you do?
introduced to like completely different storylines. So when you get to like chapter 2, you start with a whole different set of characters, and it's almost like starting the whole game over again. And then after you get through basically the whole cast, then there's the chapter where everybody comes together.
Last one, to Tenchi, or just Tenchi. Hey allies, bye Jones. Thank you for always humoring my questions. Wish you the best. Miss you already. Ben mentioned in the Welcome to EZA Allies Phase Infinity video that he'd be editing some of his own reviews, videos, and that allies would narrate select games. Will everyone be cross-training? That is, will Don and Isla begin writing some reviews, and will Blood, Brad, Damiani, and Huber begin editing some reviews? No. I've always enjoyed Don and Isla's videos for Hall of Greats. Save the FF7 one. That was... I was doing it on purpose!
Was that the one with the bugs or whatever?
It's the one where I did a survey of everyone. Oh yeah, maybe. I did a survey of everybody to find out what game, like, all of our patrons and stuff thought would be the most likely to win. And then I just took all of the negative comments about that game and made it into a presentation. My goal was to try to get it banned. Just because I thought, because it was the most possible to get in, I wanted to ban it.
I got it in the next time, though, so no worries.
It was a joke!
Got it.
Everybody takes Hall of Greats too seriously.
True.
And it'd be fun to see the seasoned reviewers develop a signature editing style, assuming that Don and Isla don't already write reviews and the guys don't already edit them. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, that's not a across the board thing. I mean, what would be potentially across the board eventually is people getting more comfortable with VO.
Yep.
It was bad vibes, you're right.
But we're also like we're not forcing that. Like if somebody just doesn't feel like it's working and doesn't feel comfortable, then they won't. But if other people want it, you know, like Brad, you've expressed wanting to learn that kind of thing, and you eventually get to a point where you could, you know, edit a review, and then just hand it off to
review editing
Isla
would be like
or
way down the line that I would do that.
But like you could put a rough cut together and hand it off to Isla and Dawn to
Thank you, Green
clean
Man.
up. But definitely something we're gonna be doing like in addition to what we're already doing rather than replacing.
Just get a little more out of my comfort space.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I probably will not be attempting to edit anything.
Right.
Because don't really enjoy the mechanical process of it, even though I'm very picky about.
You're so organized.
Yeah, I'm very organized. I can do a killer paper edit.
That's true.
But,
he does do a great paper edit.
Yeah, he does.
His paper cuts are some of the best.
And then just like just the amount of time to get good at it, I don't really have.
In terms of like, I'm not gonna be like editing the script actually. Like I'll still always go to Blood or maybe Ben for that in the future. I definitely need that. I couldn't see myself just doing it.
It's always good to
throwing it out there.
Right.
Don and I can't write reviews because it would make our Fantasy Critic League
Yeah.
True.
ethically dubious.
It's been set in stone and have to wait till
Yeah.
at least 2023.
Yeah. Also, it's just like, who has the time? But, yeah. I mean, we're all kind of multidisciplinarian, but...
I only have
We wear
15
many
jobs.
hats.
yeah, we already all
Like
have like a million
TF2, we
jobs.
wear a lot of hats.
Cool, that's it.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
it's
did
the
it.
last one?
That was the last one. We made it.
That's the final Q&A. No
Final
more questions
Q&A
forever.
question.
Yeah.
That's not strictly true.
If you've been in that
No,
$20
it's not.
tier, the Q&A has become the behind-the-scenes tier.
Yes.
And, you know, some amount of Q&A may come out of that. We may eventually, like, get some live question randomly out of the Discord and throw it into something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we will eventually try to do that maybe, but...
Yeah. But for now, it's just like we're starting to stream the podcast before we start shooting, and a lot of people had fun hanging out last week.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that go down this Thursday.
We need to do a new opinion yell sometime.
Podcast is looking good this week. Lots of good stuff to talk about
Oh
already.
my gosh.
Oh,
this
yeah.
Thick party.
week.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want other ways to ask Q's and have them aid, flip over to that any tier on Patreon, get in on Fast and Loose. That shit's ridiculous. It's like a much faster, much less serious version of what you just watched. We figured it kind of ticked that box and everybody could get in on it. Some people were wondering why we were retiring the Q&A, and it's like partially engagement was dropping off, and also just like we've been doing it for 6 years. We like it. We wanted to just try it in different formats and shake things up and just see what happens. But I mean, we obviously love engaging and stuff, and also we'll be having hopefully daily hangout streams where chat can just ask stuff and we'll talk right to you.
Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna
true.
be
The Hangout's a part of that, too.
Yeah, we're going to be starting those Tuesdays and Thursdays, but if we hit 35K on Patreon, they'll be every Monday through Friday. Darknet was running out of questions to ask. We just sensed that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, even in this one Q&A, we had the same question like
4 times. Yeah, 3. Yeah. Yeah. So there are other venues for questions, and also like love and respect. We would rather have that.
Yeah.
Have more engagement. And give people something that'll drive more subscribers to the $20 tier, which the behind the scenes has already done. So thank you everyone who moved up to that. But yeah, that's the behind the scenes now, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Patreon.com/EZALlies. Okay, we will be back in 1 hour's time to play
Kirby.
Kirby.
Which is
Kirby, what is it
co-op.
called?
Co-op.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Okay, I just always think
Forgotten-
Dreamland, but it's
Forgotten
Forgotten
West.
Land.
Yeah, Kirby's
Kirby
Dream Land was the original
Forgotten
game.
West.
I know that. That's why. Too many lands in Kirby.
And then we're filming Fast and Loose tonight, so the Patreon post is up for that. So if you want to say something, go to Patreon and say it, because we're filming that at like 8:30
Tonight.
tonight. Get it in. All right. Bye.